Okay. Time to find out what happens. Before we get going, really get into the meat of things, probably should catch everybody up. And it's been a bit. So, before I tell those at home where we're at least to some extent, I want you to tell me where we're at.
I'm banging on a pan.
So what happened was, you went just the last session or like all of it?
Oh, we got 3. You gotta get a story.
Oh, fuck me. Alright,
You can always phone a friend.
No, I got it, guys. So I'm teaching, as I do, right? And then this fucking lizard bitch walks in here, does some stuff. I think he gave me his money, which was cool.
Reverse robbery.
Then we met fucking Iron Man and shirtless boy.
Well,
Remember-
shirtless boy met lizard. Then lizard and shirtless met Dominus.
Mm-hmm. And remember, it wasn't Iron Man. It was Steel Guy. Then it became FE Male.
Yeah.
Now he's Captain Metal Alloy.
Yeah.
And then we did some chasing. I pretended something was on fire. I may or may not have gotten caught with something. I don't know. I shouldn't be doing this.
A long time ago, in a galaxy that is right here, Gwen decided to do some teaching.
But I just covered that.
Adrit decided to show up for whatever reason. He's looking for...
Knowledge about a particular spirit.
There we go. He's looking for knowledge on spirits because he is a spiritual being.
Yes.
I am seeking a person whose name I will never remember.
Adriana. Another professor.
I run into Adrit, and I explain to him my woes, and he aids me in my quest of finding Adriana.
Indeed.
We gather that she will be at the center market.
She is not.
We go and run into the dwarven guy. He's not really a dwarf,
Not a
though I
dwarf.
assume that he is. The
That's just
guy.
because of the fucking voice.
Yeah.
Exactly, my prejudice shows, and I assume that he's a
Aldrin.
dwarf.
I think it was.
Anyways, we start wandering around after meeting Aldrin and not being able to find Adriana. Insert Dominus.
Yes. And that's where you bumped into me because I was there talking to Aldrin. I myself am also looking for Adriana. So we ended up talking about that, decided to sit down and have a meal and some drinks, and eventually Professor Gwen showed up. We ended up talking with her for a bit and deciding, hey, we all kind of have some business trying to find this Adriana professor person.
Why not work together?
Yeah, so we started to go look at that and ended up going back to the college, or the school, whatever you want to call it, where we found some people rummaging through some of the official police
Watchers.
Yeah, the watchers rummaging
Wait,
through
nudge,
stuff,
nudge.
collecting evidence from Adriana's office, and eventually that led us to find out that, hey, she's missing and possibly kidnapped, thanks to a recording on the robotic kitty cat that we have been slowly putting back together.
Yeah, he's still not fixed, by the way.
Yeah. But according to the DM,
He is blind.
I will be able to have it fixed by basically one full day of work.
Alright, well, chop
I know, I got it.
How much are you paying him for that?
But
I'm not.
But then we all ended up going to
And
the
court decision.
Well, you're missing a small beat here.
well, a little bit.
Through some quick thinking of Lamel and Adrit, we managed to learn that those watchers are not watchers, and they're instead a member of a familia who shall go unnamed.
Why?
Because I didn't relay that information to you guys.
Okay.
Therefore, you guys aren't allowed to.
My bird shit on one of them.
But
Yes.
at one point,
I thought
That was
you.
cool.
I thought you did relay that information to us.
I didn't
At
say
one-
which familia they were in.
but at one point we did come across the name of, I think it was Velatrus.
That's later,
Velas.
but not the same.
Yeah.
Either way.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
We
if
end
it's a
up-
different one, we definitely don't.
We end up finding them in another professor's office,
Yep.
which then leads to a chase where we managed to capture 2 individuals, and one turned into a giant and ran away.
Awesome.
I rewatched that. Oh my god, that was so depressing. It just kept going back and forth and back and no.
I don't know. I
You had to have
recall
flashbacks
that
on those dice rolls?
Yeah.
I think I did.
Then,
fine.
From there, we decided to go back to the Colosseum, where I knew I had safe haven, where we could interrogate these false watchers. Where
You forgot like the most important part where we ran into this dude.
I'm getting there.
No, we did that before we ran to the Colosseum.
It was on the way.
It was on the way.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
You just won't let me. Either way, we run into
Richard.
Richard.
I'm just happy to be here, guys.
Yeah.
Richard's happy to be here.
I think we tortured someone. I
Yeah,
think we got drunk.
Yeah, we did. Well, you guys did.
Yeah, we did.
I'm fine.
we had fun.
I think we ran into like an Irish polar bear or something like that. Something like that.
Remember, kids, consequences.
Consequences.
No.
From there, we run into, or not from the interrogation in Gwen's.
Disguised as big-chested bimbo girl.
Yes,
As you do.
disguised as big booby elf girl.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She manages to get the name Velitus out of the two supposed watchers.
That's where that came in. She got that from
Is that what I
there. Yep.
And
Did I
then
do that?
from
You
there,
sure?
we decided that someone needed our protection. I don't remember who she is.
That was
Lucretia.
Yep.
Yes, as
I took
she.
notes.
I
also
think that's
took
the
notes.
other professors whose office was getting ransacked.
Yeah,
That
so
is-
Lucretia
that is right.
was also
Window.
working
I know what you're
with
talking about.
Aldrin.
Alden.
You know.
Aldrin.
Alden.
Yeah, but she was caught.
Remember, you're the guy who forgets names. I'm the one who
Okay,
remembers.
Ed Turd.
Okay, Dominic. Dominatrix, I don't fucking
But,
know.
You guys
From
want some
there,
Dominic?
we
Thomas.
ended up going to the name of something with the Ministry of War. The military.
The Prima Bellator.
The Prima Bellator. We went there and was given the authority to act on behalf of the Ministry of War
We
and
talked to-
protect Lucretia.
We talked to, I think her name is Issa, right?
Yep.
That's correct.
Yep,
That
second
is
in
right.
command at the station.
Okay.
She gave us basically her seal of approval, but don't go flashing it around, she said. Don't,
Yep, don't be conspicuous.
Yeah.
if you
Don't
will.
don't become a
whip out
nuisance
your
to me.
dick.
Yep.
Damn.
We then proceeded to be a nuisance by
Yeah.
fighting in the streets. Lamel murdered a few people.
Yep.
Quite
Gwen
angry.
got her ass kicked.
No,
No, she just got handcuffed.
I blew up 3 dudes first.
Yeah.
And then
Allegedly.
I got my ass kicked.
And Richard, the lawyer,
Yeah.
needs to chime into that one.
When
Richard
almost-
actually, alongside Domina, saved people from a burning building, which was very heroic.
Very cool.
And
Good job.
not only did he do that, but he almost had an amazing thing happen. Unfortunately, he had already used his action. Otherwise, it was one of the best lines of the entire episode. It was, stay down, you look better on the floor, or something like that.
Following this, towards the end of the fight, there was something that Adric discovered while going toe-to-toe with one particularly beat-up watcher, which was that this watcher technically had full authority to be doing what they were doing, which really confused him, and he has a little slip of paper that says that. So we were going to look into that more, but then more stuff happened, so
Mhm.
go on.
But we got that they were working for the Ministry of Law, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Basically, they were watchers, official watchers.
Yes.
Or at least they claimed to
We
be.
escaped into the sewer then.
Yeah,
We
they
did,
threw
with
me into
Lucretia.
the sewer.
We
No.
lost our tail.
Due to some quick thinking.
I have to say, priceless moment. Because, like, legit, I had plans. Like every DM.
Yes.
And the slightest, smallest, simple, like, wait a minute, solved the whole thing. Fight was all ready to keep going.
You gotta remember the rule of tangerine.
Mm.
When you give us a choice of A or B, we will always choose tangerine.
Or
That's fine.
potato.
That too.
It will be
there.
something that's not either.
Yes.
We made our way to my lovely safe house.
Which has pumpkins, apparently.
Yeah, it's a farm.
I didn't know you
The
grew
fuck
pumpkins.
did you think it was gonna have?
Mallards.
But not pumpkins.
Which one
Well, it's
cows,
fall.
one thing
Tangerines.
was one thing was noticed by you guys that I'd bring up because it was somewhat significant is you did notice that when you got to the farm, Dominus, for quite first seeing it, just all of a sudden looked really just kind of spaced out and downtrodden. And Richard even commented on it. He was like, we'll talk about that later.
I don't think I have to say anything to y'all.
Yay!
That was good.
That's what I get for rewatching all
I'm
3
sorry.
episodes.
I was
Yep,
gonna
same
say
here.
homework.
You guys did forget that me and Lucretia took a bath, so.
Oh, no,
relevant
we were watching.
information.
Not important. No need for that.
The most important information of them all.
We could not forget because we're still watching.
Yes.
That is ongoing, therefore did not need to be mentioned
And
as
then
backstory.
I do also recall there was a
Yeah, that's where we're
at
starting.
the door.
I thought it was at the window.
I mean, I
don't know,
did
it was-
spend.
At
It
the
was-
location.
It's at my goddamn safe house, and I have to fucking burn it down.
I did spend a couple hours building a image recording device for that bath time. So.
Tune
always
in for
my
after
cat's
10
like
o'clock.
this.
Yeah, since we're very good on a recap, and we did it in 15 minutes. Bravo.
I
Yeah,
take
it's
all
pretty
I will
credit.
clap myself on the back.
You should. Well deserved, everybody. Homework, notes, whatever, however we did it, I'm not going to judge. Because it doesn't matter to me. It matters what you remember. Well, I guess it really matters to them at home, or wherever you're at. You can be in a car ride, it's fine. Please drive safe. Past
Just be
that,
listening, not watching while you drive. Just listen.
I mean, I won't tell them what the law is if you don't.
I can tell you what to do,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, right, exactly. Please be safe. We're not liable. We'll send Richard the lawyer.
Legal disclaimer.
Legal disclaimer, Richard is not actually real, so therefore his law practice is just as fake.
If you believe it's real, it's real.
All right. Anywho.
That's what they said about Jesus.
So, crickets. So, at that moment, you've gone taken baths. People have rested. It's been a few hours since your romp through the sewer system, and then eventually a bit of a hike from where it lets out up to the farm. You come across some time, a little bit to rest. If you slept for a little bit, that's fine. Doesn't seem like anybody was too ready for sleep. But you did get some time to properly get a long rest, using them key terms. So you all feel better about it. Near the door itself, while some are discussing at the kitchen table and standing around the area, there's a tap at the window. You notice the tap after a couple of them, and you see Alden's face kind of looking in the window and kind of going,
I close the curtain on his face.
and at that point, the door knocks.
Alden, my buddy, my friend.
Well,
That's not a good way to start that conversation.
yeah, not the one I was expecting. What you see before you is a man that, as you've seen plenty of times, still looks grody, like he's been in a shop all day. Only now he has road wear as well.
Yay.
But he has a device in his hand. It seems unusual.
Is it improvised? Explosive, perhaps?
It's a tube that runs from some sort of square piece of metal in his hand, and it runs down his arm and into a pack thing he's got on his back that more or less looks like two flat rectangular cylinders. On the sides of each of those cylinders, you can see like just mark vents in them, like something would outgas maybe from it or just breathe. Hard to tell. You have no idea. Past that, it's pretty straightforward, and he's sweating profusely.
Probably a hot machine. Come in, my friend.
Starts to come in, everything. Immediately, help!
Not my department.
I go over.
It's in basically a 3-point harness,
Mm-hmm.
but the back connector is on his kidneys,
Yeah.
so he can't reach them underneath it.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder how he thought he was going to get this off to start with. Probably had help putting it on too,
Yeah.
which is a thing. There is a faint beep, 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 coming from the square device.
If you blow up my goddamn house.
Oh, it turns off. He sets the pack down. Okay. I'm gonna assume you were successful in getting her out?
Bathroom.
I assume she's finished her bath by now.
He just slumps into a chair if there's one available. Just like he didn't fall asleep, but he just, and you can hear him labored breathing, like he's really exhausted.
I'd like to perform a medicine check on him if possible.
I'm gonna go get Lucretia.
Okay.
That is a 24.
I need a perception check from you, actually. Now I realize you did bathe with her. That is accurate.
What?
Not you.
I pointed.
You were looking at me while you
I was.
said
I
that.
pointed.
I know you pointed.
So he's got a little bit of heat exhaustion, which is unusual because temperature's kind of low.
Okay.
He'll probably be alright if he gets well hydrated.
Yeah, I
And
was
some
going to
rest.
say I was going to get some water for him.
That's pretty much the gist of it.
Do not rest yet, friend.
8.
Hydration.
So
Saves lives.
on Lucretia's thigh, and she doesn't take it off, is a band, a small square device on it. Not all that big, and it's about 3/4 of the way up her thigh. So whatever she would have been wearing, there's no way you would have ever seen it. But you did.
I go back to what I was doing since I woke up, which I have occupied the kitchen table
Okay.
with
I've got
repairing the kitchen.
The importance. Come
Yes.
on.
We want the video evidence of what happened.
As Adric goes to hand some water to Aldrin. Oh, you have no idea how bad that is. You understand. Batteries fucking hot.
Well, that and low battery means you're carrying the weight yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Doesn't take you long to realize that's part of the loader.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, it's part of that loader. So you have a mostly passed out older man. He's not all the way out. Lucretia does come down. Immediately goes up to him to make sure he's okay, but you're already doing that. She's dressed down in the sense that she's got some basic slacks on. They're baggy. And a simple blouse. Past that, it's not like sleepwear, but it's definitely
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
assume
going
she
outside
didn't-
wear.
She didn't really bring her luggage.
Left that back at the hotel.
It's the
It was
it's what's
was-
underneath
it's
the
what was
rest.
Left here, yeah.
Yeah. And it doesn't fit her properly at all because it's sized for someone else.
Dominus.
Yes.
What is he doing here?
I think we're getting to that part.
Lucretia's like, oh,
Located.
did you really?
Mhm.
Dumb old man. I said tomorrow. She goes over to the device, and he's already got it off. Alden, how do you turn it back on? Then you have to prime. It's dead. It's not gonna fucking turn on right now. But you have to prime it first. Oh, that's not gonna work till tomorrow. Okay, so probably a good idea to let you know that I let him track me in case things didn't go well.
I figured.
You know, it's pretty straightforward. Simple spells work into the metallic components, and yeah, I probably should have told you before.
We're all friends here. No issue.
Questionable. I'm not dead, so I guess I should agree to that.
If he can track you as easily as that, is it possible
No,
that anyone
no.
else?
No, it's a receiver
Yeah.
pick-upper device.
Essentially, the two are made from the same component,
History.
and it's tracking its other half. They would have to have a piece of it for it to work. It's not just a pick up and go kind of thing. We're not spiritualists. We don't call things and go running.
At this, Adrit would sort of raise his hand because he knows about divination magic, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, would I have to make a roll for this, or?
It's out of your expertise, so if you're trying to figure out what they're doing, I would...
Well, no, not for what they're doing, but I'm trying to bring up the idea that by their method, yes, it would be hard for others to track them because they like set up a connection, but by certain spells like locate person and locate object, it would actually be rather easy.
Sure, within the realm of your expertise, go for it.
All right.
Go ahead and roll for me.
What would you like me to roll?
Gonna be an well, in your case, you can use Arcana or Religion. Either would work fine.
I will go ahead
While
and
it's happening, can I
take
get
religion,
my
'cause I have
bird to
expertise in
take
that.
This guy and just keep an eye on outside.
and I'll also go ahead and give myself guidance for that. Love guidance.
I have an idea. What is it? Hold on.
There's a small
Okay,
flock.
the idea is this.
Small flock.
Ooh, okay, so that's going to be 25.
One is direct, the rest are support. Could they, based on whatever how they're doing it, you're not 100% certain, but probably not.
Mhm.
Could you? Yeah, why not?
Okay, so then I don't think the Watchers have those kind of capabilities.
You've not seen any of the civilized magic do anything like what you can do with that.
Okay. So then I kind of speak up and say, well, actually, no, since I think about it, and I feel like we're safe, there's no point in mentioning it.
Okay.
Yay!
And just to clarify, now that I can actually hear you, it's mine.
Yours is directly bonded to you, but there is a flock
Okay,
that it's using.
gotcha.
Oh, your bird gained friends.
It's not like they don't live on a farm.
I'm just busy repairing kitty cat.
Okay.
Any other important things, Alden? I mean, you carried that hunk of junk all the way up
He
here.
reaches pretty deep in his back pocket. Yeah. Slaps down a wanted poster. It's for Lucretia.
Of course.
Well, yeah, we could have told you that.
It's an official one now this time, not just somebody gave orders somewhere. It's like posted style.
Nice.
You've had friends on those before.
Yeah.
Friends in
So
high
have you.
places.
It's actually a really good portrait of her, guys. Like, seriously.
Whoever
They
did
even got the
picture-
nose just right.
Yeah.
Oh, they did.
They could work on the ears a little bit.
Getting better at that. So, are you guys gonna let it go for now? Are you gonna talk to people? Do you want to still sleep? This is in the middle of the night.
I mean,
Hey,
I'm kind
Lucretia,
of. You go ahead.
what do you want it for?
Just takes a look at it. Didn't do any of that.
No. What do you want it for?
By who?
We were gonna go with this piece first. So we know what's written on there.
Yeah, that's not real.
I assume you can read, so yeah.
You are making a lot of assumptions right now.
That's why he's asking. He actually.
That's why he's a lawyer.
It's like, hey, can you read this for me? What do you want it for?
No, seriously. I need.
Please.
So like,
Under oath.
we know what it says, and we know government will do whatever they want. But why did they put that to get you? So you did this that they don't want something knowing about, and I wonder what this is.
The only thing I can think of, and this would be a little bit off, since I was Adriana's partner, and I'm still around, I would have knowledge on the project. Now, the problem is I don't know all of the things I'm supposed to know, because we were supposed to meet before she disappeared. They don't know that. Whoever has her wouldn't know that.
The
And I have enough to do that.
Hmm?
And I have enough influence to do that.
Oh, the project.
The people
poster.
who took her.
Okay.
Yeah.
The project we're talking about, if I remember correctly, it's the project that's, or the counter action to what happened to the paladin, correct?
The project as is known has to deal with siphoning the ley line and making essentially a power system.
Okay,
It is
am I-
theoretical that could be used to make a paladin-like thing.
Okay.
Or a weapon of mass destruction.
I was saying something to be on par with the paladin. So
that-
like a check and then a balance instead of your check's right here. I'm gonna cash it whenever.
feasibly an argument you can make.
Okay.
It could be a weapon, but why would you go through the effort of building an installation just to blow it up? It's not like you could move it.
Well, no, I don't think I'd have the engineering expertise for that. So never mind.
Still working on the cat, not really looking that way.
Mhm.
Say, proof of concept first, then alterations to try to miniaturize the technology and make it portable. You're smart enough to figure that out.
Of course, but it's not practical.
Do you think they necessarily care about practicality?
Oh, sure, they live here too. Why would they destroy their own homes? There's nobody in active war. We haven't been in active war in quite some time.
Perhaps someone is looking to make war.
I thought it's been 6 months.
There was an incident with the resistance. That's not the same
Okay, fair.
thing. Now, the only thing that seems to be semi-reasonable would be if the Ministry of War specifically can't actually replace darkness, and it's a bluff. Then yes, a weapon would make some sense. But then that's our own kingdom building against itself.
Or you're wanted for the crime of helping to create a weapon of mass destruction.
Wait
which
a minute.
could be a cover-up.
What if they're not building against their self? They're building it to supplement it. They don't know how to make another paladin.
True.
I wouldn't have a clue.
I'm thinking, what if they are using you as a scapegoat
Oh yes, definitely.
to cover up their true intentions and desires of what they're actually going to do with it? Perhaps not a weapon of mass destruction, but using that, and then perhaps making some kind of controlled explosion somewhere and saying, oh look, it's gone now, to cover up the fact that whatever they were doing still exists and they're doing whatever they want with it.
Does somebody have paper here?
Like, you actually want paper?
No.
Okay.
She's asking for it.
Grab my bag.
Regardless,
Of course, a ream of paper for notes.
it
You
seems
ream just pulling out an
She
entire-
pulls out a legitimate piece of graphite wrapped in what looks to be like super saturated and tightened leather that's been dried out, so that way it's just the piece of graphite, nothing else.
Basically a pencil. Yeah.
It is basically a pencil, but it's going to act like a charcoal pen more. And she, instead of writing out numbers, begins drawing a sketch.
Andrew, is there anything in history that this would remind Adrit of?
You can make a history check.
Okie dokie.
When you get a second, I text you.
No.
regardless, though, this seems far-fetched that the Ministry of War, Ministry of Law,
26.
Velica Familia, Magia Familia would all be involved in the same conflict and be working together, oddly enough. For something as small as one person's knowledge, and in this case now two.
Theoretically, as she's still drawing, your faces will be on there by the end of the day.
Yay! It'll be real easy to spot the only lizard in town.
I mean, if any of that was actually the case, speculation, of course, it wouldn't take them very long to figure out who is potentially ideable and sketch up and trump up charges.
Also, Andrew, I don't know if you heard, I got a 26.
I did.
Oh, sorry.
You could think of two instances that your people, one is your people would have experienced, and the Nagas did it.
All right.
And it was in the southern reaches outside of Balsan's reach. They tried to bring to life an avatar of their god. It worked
That's
in a sense that a creature was created. It had no control whatsoever, and the connection was volatile.
In other words, bad idea.
There's a mountain that's now partially a crater. A lot of people in Balsan know that a volcano erupted. That's not what happened.
You said it was like south of Belson?
Yeah, it's outside of Balsan's reach. It's in the south.
And then you said there was a second incident?
The second incident has to do with earlier in Balsan's history. And it has to do with there were more paladins. Or at least there was attempts at more paladins, let me put it more accurate. And those didn't go well either.
Yeah, because I thought there was the same 5 or 6 paladins throughout lifetime.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
They're not the same
And then there's been
people.
copycats.
Right. Those copycats are all failures, though. With the exception of Alstrats.
It sounds to me like we are all on the right track here, and that they are indeed trying to find ways to create more paladins.
Why would we need more paladins?
This is not
Subjugate us
something I know.
more.
They're centuries-old weapons in an age of peace. Unless we're wanting another fight.
Well, we aren't. But who's to say that those in power aren't wanting to expand their power
Things
and not
might
happy with the status quo anymore?
Things might also not be so
The-
peaceful than they seem.
The country above us, I know there's a mountain, a dead zone, and then a mountain range, correct?
Mhm.
The country above us that not exiled us, but embargoed us.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking the one through the mountain pass up
Yes.
there? Yeah.
So like, they cut off from us how long ago?
Almost 300.
Almost 300 years ago. Okay, so
If I remember
yeah,
correctly.
that
yeah.
probably makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Probably to go up that way instead of down where there's nothing. Or I don't remember if there was nothing.
Nothing as far as I can remember. I mean,
Yeah, I was
Open
like, I
sea.
barely remember the
yeah,
map.
open
It was
sea.
like,
Yeah, that's probably about it.
Well, as far as we know, either way.
But a weapon of like that, if you could just blow apart a mountain,
True.
there's your travel.
Mm-hmm.
The mountain's no longer an issue to transport troops.
I mean, there's a lot of possibilities. It's just,
So
it's all speculation right
Yeah.
now.
we have no proof of concept.
Exactly.
I got you.
I think the most important part is not the why, but the fact that it's happening in the first place. This is concerning, to say the least.
So let me ask you this, guys. Do we no longer trust the Ministry of War? They granted us authority to act and protect her, but is that just so they have an easier time getting a hold of her? Without having to go through the Ministry of War?
I don't think so.
Wait, we were supposed to trust them?
I concur.
I don't think so.
I like that response.
They would be able to easily get their hands on her if the Ministry of Law captured her. So I don't think that would be the case. Maybe there are some elements in the Ministry of War that do, but I don't think was it Isa?
Yeah.
I don't think Isa would necessarily be counted among enemies. Doesn't mean that we can trust her fully, but at this point, based on her actions, I don't see her as necessarily an enemy either. Neither an enemy or an ally.
Wait. If I'm tracking right, that makes something make a little more sense.
I'm glad someone has sense of something.
Yeah, we're shooting in the dark right now.
No, it's
Open
notes.
Hit that backside of a barn now.
Yeah.
I would need, it's in my workshop. Adriana left some notes. There was a Nido Topi. It was written and had a margin in regards to, I thought it was a location, like a source survey place. But it's not on a map that makes any sense. It's outside the cities, so that part made sense. But it's up near an old temple.
Does any of that ring a bell?
Do we know where his workshop
You can
is?
check for me.
Which,
Let's go ahead and go with an insight.
18 plus something.
Okay.
Insight is 2, so unnatural 20.
An unnatural.
Dirty. There we go.
No, I'm fine with that. I like
forgot the
unnatural.
other word.
No, an unnatural 20 is fun.
Yeah, she had a bath. It's no longer dirty.
You do a little bit of running things through your head real quick. Location doesn't make any sense to you because it means rat's nest.
Well, we sure it's a location and not an object?
It was okay. So, if you were to think about it,
Or a person?
we're in the city here. You follow the main road; it goes out, and if you run the range up a little, you can get into some of the smaller towns, hamlets. Mountain range runs on this backside. Most of us never bother going far enough southeast, down in the lower reach. On the other side of the short mountains, there's a bay leads out towards the oceans. In the approximate range between the two roads, there's another set of low mountains. It goes up into the high peaks. The area that was circled was in the high, mid-range between the low peaks and the high. It was literally nowhere.
Yeah, well,
I need you to make an intelligence check now.
Like a flat intelligence?
Yes, please.
it could be a hideout of some sorts out in the middle of nowhere. Being that it kind of means that it's hidden. Or if it's possibly something to
That
do
one.
with
Not any much better.
underground kind of people.
How do you like the number 5?
You've not heard of Ratkin. That's not a thing.
Okay.
No, I'm saying there's no such thing as rat people. So
Okay.
that's all you got.
Yeah, baby, knowledge cleric, carry.
Carry the team over here.
Leave it to the lizard to think of food instead of actually the problem.
That is a completely fair point.
Rats.
I am hungry.
Rat burger.
I mean, to be fair, like, he's sitting here the whole time trying to grasp what's going on, like, trying to offer a little bit of insight. And
It's
then
hard because we're talking about stuff that is
it's just, like, so
foreign to you.
far
Yeah.
And then your
unconnected from
stomach
him.
growls.
And then he's like, I want to read this book. I also want to stop by a Taco Bell.
rat could also mean sewer.
Oh, that's a.
Or it could be a descriptive term. Like
Yeah,
how you call a
I
person a
mentioned
rat.
I mentioned people
Yeah. Like a,
in the underground type, if
Yeah.
you will.
yeah. Regardless, though, if what they said is true, that within short order, our faces will probably also be on wanted posters. We probably.
Have you heard of the capybara? They are indigenous to my people's lands. They are like rats, but much bigger.
Interesting. Hold that thought.
I say let them come.
The
I
capybaras?
also say we should not go into the city again. And perhaps if this was in the notes,
Mhm.
it's something we should investigate.
And you said the notes are located where?
In his.
His workshop.
Okay, so
Who else has access to your workshop?
No one.
holds up the only key. I mean,
I mean,
I can
technically,
go get it.
Adriana.
I'll happily go with you.
you will? Oh, thank God.
If you're all going, I'll go. But I don't think it's the greatest idea to go back into the
It's
city.
not necessarily what I was
I
gonna
don't
do, but
think
alright.
anyone survived who saw my face, so I think I'm fine.
That's a weird way to say you're still incognito, but alright.
All I know is
Anyone who I thought I
wouldn't-
killed or shoved off rooftops, and I don't think they're speaking right
it
now.
wouldn't be an issue if I went on my own.
So you want to go on your own?
It
I think going
won't
on
be
your
an
own
issue if I
stupid.
go on
I
my
agree.
own.
I mean,
I will say.
1's dangerous, 2's playful,
Um,
but 3 makes the company.
could I use my underground connections to gather some information?
I would like to. Also, keeping in mind you are remote. You're out in, like.
Well, yeah,
Miles
obviously
away
not
from
right here.
Yeah, okay.
Hey.
I'm just curious what you
rat.
mean.
I need to know something real quick.
Hey, I got a bird.
Go check the
Squeak, squeak,
capybara.
squeak, sniff. Yeah, oh, really?
With my background, I would have some knowledge on the Velatus Familia, and so
Yeah.
wondering if I could press on my contacts to figure out what's going on with all these keywords I've been picking up from these conversations.
Sure, because you're gonna have to get in contact with somebody to do it. But yeah, that's completely reasonable.
Happy to go into the city.
Oh, and someone is alive who did see your face. The half giant that escaped us.
He wasn't.
They weren't real Watchers,
Yeah.
though.
And we assume that all of the Watchers that are coming for us are real Watchers.
One of them was.
We encountered a half giant.
Doesn't mean they're not all, and it doesn't mean that they can't say, "Oh, look, I'm a Watcher," fool other Watchers, and pass on information.
I don't think anyone from the Treboni Familia would be that smart, but hey, I get what's coming to me if I go in there, so hey, I'll still take that risk. Because sitting here and waiting for something to happen isn't going to do us much better. And either that, or we go to the Ministry of War and speak to the second in command again and pass our
I
problem
would
off to her.
recommend not doing that.
I agree.
Because from what she said,
Don't get her involved.
Either that, or she set us up directly.
Could be.
I'm leaning more towards that. She wasn't flirting enough with me for me to trust her.
Alden.
That's your benchmark?
Yeah. You've been staring at me
Pretty
all
low.
day. I'm pretty confident.
Do you
Not gonna
flex his pecs a little bit.
are you currently on any wanted
do,
posters
do.
or involved in that sense?
Outside of being hated, no.
Do you just want to go get your notes?
I don't think that. I mean, this.
I mean that seems like the easiest option to me.
Yes, but like, what if isn't he a known associate of Lucretia's?
And partner to Adriana, so
Eventually, he just.
I'm
gets
not
her.
one to tell someone to go kill themselves, but like, let's not do that.
I'm also curious. You
Hear
said
me
it
out.
wouldn't be a problem if you went alone.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
I mean it wouldn't be a problem if I'm alone.
That's very vague.
Yes.
Would you like to be more specific?
I
Since
mean,
we're
I
all
have heard
sharing
of
here.
spells that can
I'd be really curious
cause
too.
disguises, but those also can be seen through by those that have the means.
Yeah, well, not everybody has the means.
I mean,
Good at my job.
it is a.
Did you know that big boobed elf who was flirting with me earlier?
Yes.
Well, I kind of trust Gwen here, because when the big boobed elf went into a room alone with me, if you know what I mean, all of a sudden Gwen appeared and no doors were open.
You can teleport.
That's actually a very
Yes.
interesting disguise.
Big boobed elf will get anywhere in this city.
Fair enough.
If you are going,
Just be wary of other potential counter spells to any disguise spell like that.
Do you have
Noted.
a
Out of character.
In your shop, a back door, do you have a exit route we can take? That's just not the front door?
I'm sure there's
Worst
a window.
case.
I can make
You know
an
I do.
exit.
Always.
Is it a cellar or is it a back door?
Sewer access, maybe?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I was
Oh,
asking.
Okay. So you're gonna head to
That
the
we can
sewers,
do.
or
I'm fucking
you're just gonna
watching.
walk right in?
Oh, walking sounds way less gross.
If we can get through to the sewer access, I think it would be best for us all to stick together and go, because we could go, again, underneath the city, less eyes to trail us.
I know my avenue takes me through the sewers regardless, so.
Yay,
wash
sewers!
these.
If anyone wants to get stinky with me,
I really don't. I don't have prestidigitation.
Do you know what I have? This is
Hopes and
mockery, so I'm gonna
dreams.
mock you for it.
Worry not, Professor.
Don't worry.
I will keep you healthy.
And don't worry, just stand in front of my suit of armor. I'll unleash a thunder wave. It'll blow any of that stuff right up.
In the meantime,
Mm,
where can I sleep?
who is asking?
Lucretia.
She's bathed. There's a bed over there.
All right.
Before we
I'll see
leave,
people in the morning.
is it not a
You guys
concern?
in?
It is nighttime. We haven't really actually slept.
He said we did. We got a
No,
long.
he's saying
I said you could have slept.
Well, I got my long rest.
I know
Oh.
goals.
You weren't gonna read your book?
Well, so we're all leaving, right?
eventually.
Eventually. So I wanted to put it out there. It does not seem entirely wise to leave Lucretia all here by herself, just with Alden. What if she got attacked here?
Capable enough, dude.
Alden is one person
And Lucretia is a second person.
that we have to defend. That is a fair point. That is two. Two is a higher number than one.
Power.
Math.
Unleash the power of math.
Gwen, what I think Adrit's
No,
trying to
I
get
know what
at
he's fucking saying.
is that Adrit should stay behind and help them.
If that is the group consensus.
And Domus.
Very well.
I can talk my way out of a fight, but I'm not gonna be good in the fight, guys.
Oh, we're not fighting.
Yeah, I'm hoping not.
We're
So I'm
not.
just saying, like, what
No, we're not.
people I want to go
It's not fighting.
Or we could drag them to the sewers with us.
with. Lucretia's already asleep.
Possible. However, I do think that you have a point.
Andrew's yawning and he doesn't know why.
Adrit and I, as we're looking
Draw
down at the rest of you,
attention.
do kind of stand out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'd be
I'm
pretty
not sure
fucking
what you
stupid
mean.
for you to go out there.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't fight, I'd keep your dick here too.
You got it.
So then it is you two.
We're going out again. Yay.
Well, before you leave, I would like to allow Sanitas to bless both of you. I have something that will increase your vitality for 8 Klukin. Sorry, I believe
It doesn't translate to hours.
this is correct. That is the word I was looking for.
Really? I thought it was going to be much shorter than that.
8 hours. Is that a correct measurement of time?
That would be correct.
Okay. Whichever comes after your people's words for minutes. That is your people's word for minute.
Normally a period follows minutes in most sentences here.
So tell me before you leave, and I will make sure that you are more resilient.
Are we going nighttime adventuring, or are we gonna wait till morning?
I just got to piss and we can go.
Almost got Logan.
I'm trying to keep the drink in.
Okay.
I point you to the outhouse.
If you guys are gonna go,
I just step outside and whatever bush is closest.
The blueberries will appreciate it. They've already gone wild as it is anyway.
Alright. You've already got your repeating shot. So, since I'm staying behind, when here, can I see? Do you have some kind of focus that you cast your spells through?
Yes.
May I
Is it the bird?
Oh, I have a staff.
Oh.
take that? I go ahead and use my Artificer Infusion, so I don't have the Armor of Magical Strength anymore right now.
Okay.
I have put Mind Sharpener on it for you. So what that does is, if you're going to end up needing to cast some spells,
Fingers crossed.
Your focus now will have 4 charges on it, and if you fail a con saving throw to maintain concentration on a spell, you can use a reaction to expend a charge and have a success instead, and then it'll gain 1d4 expended charges daily at dawn.
Man, that's fucking cool.
Okay.
It's a really cool infusion.
So it has 4 charges
4 charges if you fail a concentration save.
to reroll a con. save.
Nope.
No,
No, you
if
just
you
use
spend a
dice.
charge, you make it.
Oh.
It's balling.
It's not con. It's
Yeah,
concentration.
no,
Yeah,
I
concentration
said the
uh,
wrong word.
Concentration
but yes.
is a con save.
Oh yeah, good point. Yep. Sorry,
So as you fail con save for concentration.
Jen's messing me up now. It's
Yep.
fine.
Yeah, it's when we all start talking and we go, wait, words? What?
Yeah, words.
We were saying what?
It's like I heard
math,
Constitution and con. Like those aren't the
Snake
same.
now? What?
math words.
I mean,
And it recharges 1d4.
Daily at dawn. Up to a max of 4 is what it
Yeah.
is.
Where the fuck is your notes?
Sounds
I'll
Thanks, girl.
draw something up.
That'll work.
Lucretia.
Can I have the key?
About that. It doesn't exist.
So it's an unlocked.
No, it's not.
No, it's most certainly a locked door.
It's locked.
I look towards
Do I have to solve a riddle to get in?
Gwen,
No.
right?
Good, I can
Okay.
get in then.
He goes over to that pack, and he presses something that doesn't look like anything, but it recesses in, and then goes. And he pulls out a box. It's mostly like gold-ish looking, but it's tarnished. Hands it to you. Slide it in. Push it back in the wall.
That's what she said.
I was waiting for that.
Suppose that is not.
If I'm not getting laid, nobody's getting laid. Please stop. Oh, wait.
Oh, I'm getting laid.
I thought most of us had already rested.
No, it's time for bed.
You were gonna say
That one
something?
must be a hatchling.
I was going to offer you something to aid you in
I think he
entering,
has different.
but I believe he
understanding.
already gave that to you.
When you get to the place, doesn't matter which way you get in, you're gonna need to feel a little bit on the left side of the door. The door itself is a blast door. I don't care what you do, short of blowing up a water bike. You're not getting through it. The wall, same thing, so don't think it's gonna work. Oh, I built a bad ass door. The wall's a big joke. No. However, inside, the left side, about knee level, wall should open up. Place the book. Place the block. Put it in. Door opens. You get 10 seconds.
Until.
And it closes.
Okay, sorry. I thought you meant something was gonna blow up.
The entire building just blows up.
That's
Every
a
time you
weird
open the
mech-
door, it just blows up.
Additionally, mildly important, the block will open on the other side. So once you put it in, you're not getting it back if you didn't get in the door.
So you stay outside, got it. Or I stay outside and you go. I don't really care.
I thought you said like
No, it's
open on
like
the
if-
other side of the door.
Yeah,
right?
it comes out the other side. If you don't go through the door, you're not getting it.
Oh, it
Yes.
magically goes to the wall.
Yeah.
Mhm.
See, I'm glad I have
So
you
that's
guys
your
to
saying-
translate this shit for me because
Yeah.
I am not getting it.
Yeah, if the door closes on you, you're screwed. You can't get it if you didn't go through.
Mm.
I mean, if that's a puzzle for you, then yes, I gotta have one for you.
A lot of things are puzzles.
He draws a pretty crude map. It's a very technical map, which is the problem.
Well,
Dominus can read it,
I was like, I
but he
might
hands
be-
it to you, and he does it
Eh.
in minutes.
Yeah, you're on directions.
Yeah, that's what
You are the navigator.
Speaking of, since you would have paid attention to the table at that point, anybody that would have watched him do that, please make a perception check. Not for the map, but for what Lucretia did.
I thought you was sleeping.
she was.
She left it on the table.
Perception, you said?
Damn.
Very, very dirty, nasty, disgusting 20.
Oh, I was waiting for it to be a 1.
Mine's a 1.
12.
It is a 1?
Mine's a 1.
12.
Okay.
4, but 1.
Alright.
7.
It's on the table, so as long as you roll, you can see it. But kind of figuring out what she was doing. We're going to say you guys are on the other side of the table, so it doesn't make as much sense upside down. When you go around, it'll make sense. What you guys see is something that should make more sense to you in the terms of, like, why would they build a molehill? It's a cap. On that cap, it seems to basically have a small piece that would open or exit. But otherwise, it's a silo. And on the bottom of it, looks like there's a chamber. And inside of the drawing of it, you can see this piece that to you looks essentially like somebody made honeycombs in it. And it's within 2 casings. Why they would bother making a beehive on a molehill, you don't make sense as you're really looking at it. The process is it has to be really deep underground. And whatever it is absorbing heat and going through a cooling system. And it's pulling in the center of the honeycomb, which is basically your activated component.
Yep.
The cylinders are the cooling thing, and it looks like it both drills and siphons at the same time.
Really? Interesting.
And that's not the drawing he handed us.
No, that's-
correct?
That's the drawing she left on the table.
Lucretia did.
Okay.
Are we
okay.
Shinra?
It's
Any
not
of this?
complete. I'm not going to say one way or the other anything.
Okay.
I'm busy working on the cat still.
Okay.
Lamel don't give a fuck.
I didn't
Looks
see
like
it.
bees.
I'm just
I
waiting.
didn't even roll for perception. So
I
don't know
mean,
it's
there are ground wasps. That's a real thing, and they do build hives, which is how he should be interpreting it anyway. Same idea.
Don't worry, eventually I'll share the information.
That's
Just
fine.
right now I'm occupied.
That's fair. We need
Um,
our mascot.
Mm-hmm.
When you guys go around it, you can kind of look at it. You'll have a slightly different understanding of it than Dominus. The key difference is she detailed out what the silo pieces are that are the coolant system. That's going to make a bit more of a difference because it's cycling weather control to do that.
Okay.
And you don't know anybody in the school that can get anywhere near that skill. They're in the capital. They're not in that school.
And this is what they were building.
This is part of the design from what she
Okay.
alluded.
And I'm making the assumption right now that the location that's in the notes, that's in Alden's workshop, is where this drawing is actually located. The thing.
Her
Next time I left the physical piece of paper, I would have handed it to you all. But I left it on my desk.
bracelet, if you will.
Mhm.
Does she have that on her, or is it on the table?
You don't know where it's at. It was on her when you last saw her getting dressed, but it's not on the table.
Well, because she came out and explained it.
She explained it. She didn't show it.
Shit.
Bracelet. I thought it was like a garter.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
sounded like it
like-
was like, yeah.
Yes. I just, for lack of a better
She
term.
just, shows some legs. So guys, see?
Is she? Because she went to bed maybe 10 minutes ago. Is she still awake?
I know.
Yes, please.
Go in there. She snores.
Suspicious. Just a recording.
I'm gonna at least go check on her.
She's alive, breathing, snoring.
Well, yeah, I know, I got that.
Why are your fingers on my neck?
She didn't even wake up to it.
Oh.
Don't respond.
Is it still the same spot it was a minute ago?
And start feeling on her leg, or are you gonna go up underneath the clothes?
Oh, it's the rough, quick feel, just
Okay,
to see,
yeah,
like,
it's fair.
yeah, I'm not gonna, like, fucking...
She wakes
I'm
up,
just wondering if you're feeling her up or if you're just gonna touch her.
It's her house. She can sexually assault whoever she wants.
I mean, it's the difference whether I bother roll to see if she'll wake up or not. But you've already made the decision, so
No, it's fine.
you can feel it on her leg.
Okay. So I was gonna say if we could borrow it if we're fucking going out, but...
Pick her up and ask if you're going.
Where is she?
She really was heavy, a fucking sleeper.
Lamel, come here. I'm up, I'm up, I'm up.
can't wake her up. It's not fucking worth it.
You're just gonna kind of shove her back and forth.
Yeah, I attempt to wake her up.
How violent do you get about it? Gets fucking stabbed.
I'm not getting super violent. I'm just getting enough to attempt to grab her attention. But if she's that heavy of a
Is it
sleeper, it's
just
not
a-
worth it.
Hey? Or is
It's-
it like, hey?
Hey.
No.
All right. Nope, not worth it. Next. Or actually, in that case, I can just fucking grab it. But
I
No.
mean,
she might wake up.
it's a choice.
I mean,
No, I'm fine. It's
you gotta
fine.
have
I
a
leave.
good sleight of hand.
Do I? No, I don't.
You know, the best thing is on camera, your hand went off the camera, so it's
Yes.
irrelevant.
You know who has a pretty good sleight of hand?
It's fine. I'm leaving.
Mom, Lamel
Okay.
has rules. I'm not gonna touch it.
So like you're leaving the
She's
place,
conscious.
Jen.
Huh?
She's not
You're
conscious.
leaving
she's
the,
just-
the place. You're leaving the location.
Well, I am
You two
minimum
are
leaving
gone?
the bedroom. Are
Okay.
we
It's-
about to go?
Well, let's go ahead and go, Gwen.
Wait up. Time for blessing. Sanitas, look down upon these souls for whom I wish to protect. Keep
Well-
them safe.
While he's doing this, I'm gonna grab some table salt and throw it over my shoulder.
So
Don't know why you're pointing at me. I'm sticking here.
yeah, but we're defense for Lucretia and Alden. So you gain current and maximum hit points increased by 5 for 8 hours. Same with you and same with you.
Oh, 8.
Yeah, I cast 8 on all
Okay.
3 of you.
How much temp HP you give me?
5.
Not temp HP. Your current and maximum HP goes up by 5.
Oh.
So you can stack temp
Okay.
HP with the.
Okay.
I want to keep you guys safe. You know, you got to be alive in order to get the
And
job
that's for
done.
the next 8 hours.
Yep.
Or 8, whatever you call them.
Lukin.
Yeah, that's
5, not 10.
No.
10 is good.
I was following my DM's instructions, miss. I'm looking at my character sheet and fucking giving me shit.
I'm informing you how to do this thing, bro.
No, you're yelling at me about a number.
Yes, I am.
Instead of just letting me do my thing.
No.
Man! She's like, he's cheating, I'm telling on everybody.
No, I just thought he misheard
No,
the thing.
you didn't, it's
That's
because we
why I
whispered.
specifically asked for him to tell me what number.
Yep.
I just thought you were stupid.
No.
I have no idea if the mic
I-
picked that up in case anybody did. He did a check, and superstition.
I just thought he was stupid. That's all it was, guys.
I
just
somehow
thought my
improved
fiance was a
a
fucking
religion
idiot.
by fucking around.
Nice.
Which
You fucked around and found out in a good way.
Yep.
you do your blessing, and you see crawl out of the ground, very ephemerally speaking, but there's this about 3 foot long, wispy air-looking lizard.
Oh my god, hi Spirit.
Are you gonna do it like? I'll let them.
No, I'm just-
Okay. I'm gonna check her. I'm letting it
Fucking
go.
lizard.
Magic becomes animated at it.
So,
It crawls up on Lamel's leg, and then just kind of perches itself on his shoulder.
Ugh.
the spirits are with
Do I see the spirit at all?
No.
Mhm. It starts licking his neck,
you.
specifically on his right side.
That's dope that the spirits are with me, man.
What is dope?
I leave.
It's an expression
that sounds
of
like a good idea.
That is good.
Dope.
Again,
Before
another turn
I
of phrase.
actually walk out the door, how's Birdie doing? Are we clear to walk out the door? Cool. Solid.
FBI raid happens out of nowhere.
Everybody get down! Oh wait, there wouldn't be words. It'd just be laser points. Isn't that how it works in the movies?
I guess we're off to see the wizards.
And then
so-
muzzle flashes.
I mean, I hope that's not your plan.
So you guys are heading out?
I would assume.
All right. We want to set up some watches so we can get some rest, but also keep an eye on things.
I already got my sleep, so I will take watch whenever everyone else isn't,
How
and then
many
when
pans do you
it's not
have?
my turn to watch, I'm going to be reading
It's
the
a
book.
decently stocked
Okay.
kitchen. There's like 2 pans.
I got some sleep, but I
Yeah.
didn't get a full yet,
It's-
so I'm gonna.
It's
You
medieval
have a meat in the
fantasy.
saucepan.
What are you expecting?
And then a wok.
I'm not a rich.
It's Renaissance.
I mean, I was
Look,
seeing.
there's a pan, and then there's another one on the stove. You have 2.
That's a pot.
Yeah, there's a pan behind it, dumbass.
Zach,
Well, now
Are you
apparently we're
okay?
traveling alone.
I'm in an abusive relationship, guys. This is my cry for help.
But yeah, no, Andrew, if you didn't hear, so we're setting up watches, and then when it's not my turn, I will be reading.
Cool.
Do you have any like twine or anything?
Probably, and check the bedroom.
Can I take a couple of the pans or whatever? Like,
You set up an alarm.
yeah, like
Nice.
on the ones on windows that were like not near, so that if someone enters, you know, the alarm goes off. So like if we're all the way over there, I can set one up. But where are we going?
This, is
Zooming out.
this is the house you're all in.
Oh, that's like, never mind. That's
There's
really small.
secondary one.
Is this the second floor?
No, it's
Second
all,
house.
both one story. They're just separate.
It's 2 houses on the same property.
Oh, okay. What's her face is over here.
Oh,
She's in
I
this
figured
one.
she was
Okay,
in
she's
one
over
of
there.
those.
Okay.
In case anybody's curious about how big this property is.
Actually, you want
Yeah, I have a
you want
nice
something
safe
even
house,
better?
guys.
Of course.
Here. I go ahead. This will cover 3 windows. Tie your twine to this and have it so that if someone disturbs the window taps that. Did 3 magical tinkerings to just basically a little rock.
Hmm.
And if that gets tapped, it's going to emit a sound for 6 seconds that's just bang, bang, bang.
I like it. Okay, so yeah, I do it on the opposite windows.
Yeah, so there's 3 windows covered with those.
So, because we don't want to be here doing this forever, the 2 of you are about to enter into a dynamic skill challenge. You have to solve this in 12 rounds. First pressure. Second pressure. You need to get 3 successes before 2 failures.
Okay.
Okay?
First roll, 2 failures.
Or, I shouldn't say dynamic. It's a static challenge, my bad.
It's fine. We'll figure it out. Just tell me what I need to roll.
Your first 5 rounds will be getting back. Basically getting through the sewers and everything else. Given the fact that you guys did more of an escape thing and you loosely know the way, I will give Jen advantage on her first 5 rolls. Past that, you guys' decisions will determine how the rest goes. I will slightly describe each round at the very beginning. You respond as you want. Remember, you can use spells, you can use abilities, you can use features, whatever you would like to. However, you cannot use something another person has used in this round
Oh,
or
same
the
what we did
previous.
the chase situation.
Correct.
Gotcha.
When Jason comes back, you guys will be entering into the same skill challenge for a different set.
Oh, perfect.
You will need 4 successes before 3 failures.
Okay.
Yours is basically throughout the night dealing with what may or may not show up and or conditions that may be a thing.
The house is like
Sounds
super
good.
fucking cold. It's like,
I-
shit, fire, fire, fire.
I do have
Shit,
one
the house is on
question,
fire.
though.
Cold,
So,
cold,
Cold fire.
Moving. If he's already moved, can I not move?
Move itself is
okay,
assumed.
Okay. Okay.
The intent is
That
you're
was the one
constantly
I want to
regressing.
clarify through getting through the door.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
When you get to the door, you'll have to do actions to go.
Well, yeah, but in the sense of move through door once it fucking opens.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Okay.
So, I don't really. Did Jason went to the bathroom?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Do me a favor. Go ahead and roll for initiative. So we have a general skill
Without
order.
advantage for that one, I would assume.
Correct.
We're doing it all at the same time. right?
Everybody's doing it at the same time. I
21.
will keep track of the failures for both sides and
Ooh.
successes. 21.
Yep.
6.
Richard.
15.
Jason, go ahead and roll for initiative when you go.
Yep.
15. This is for me to remember what I do sign language to help me remember my numbers.
I see you doing like
No.
this, like
It's because this is a sign for 15.
That's also the sign for something else. But
So basically what's happening, because I know you stepped up, their skill challenge is going to take place over 12 rounds, so will yours.
oh yeah,
These
Josh
two-
was crying
yes.
and loaded.
This skill challenge is in
Josh is always ready
hours.
for you.
Oh, wow.
So everybody is
Let me
aware. So you have a 12-hour condition is essentially how this is working. For Lamel and Gwen's case, they will need to get 3 successes before 2 failures. In the process of it, their first 5 rounds will be actually getting there, so it'll be dealing with getting back to the sewers and everything else. The rest will be the conditions of what they're doing. On your side, you need 4 successes before 3 failures. Okay. Your conditions as far as using abilities and everything have to keep in what they're doing too.
Oh, so ours are affected by what they do?
Kind of like we did with the chase.
Exactly.
I thought it was 2 separate chases, so it was
Your
fine.
successes and failures are separate,
Well, yeah,
but
I
not
was,
your abilities.
that's
It's like
what
a
I was
not
hoping
sneeze.
the abilities
Sorry.
were.
Snow.
Before we get into this,
Yes.
would we like to give away our first?
That is probably a
I
wonderful
think we should
idea.
do that and take a break, and then
Yeah.
yeah.
That sounds good.
right.
1, 2, or 3.
Well, no, this is the first one that's going.
Ah.
So the first one that's going is right here, this obelisk.
La obelisk.
Okay. So
He doesn't want the 12.
what we're gonna do is, while we go on break, 2 things to note. One, if you want to super chat us and say what you're enjoying about the game so far, or how horrible we all are, go ahead, send your super chats, and when we come back from the break,
We'll block you.
we will we will read out several of those super
Immediate
chats.
ban.
Okay, we'll read out several of those super chats. Additionally, when we come back from the break, we will go ahead and determine who the winner of this is. The way you enter is on either Twitch or YouTube, whichever you're watching on. You'll need to enter the keyword.
Capybara.
That's actually a good idea.
That's actually a good one.
Yeah.
Don't
The
worry about
keyword-
spelling because
I was like,
there's a
anyone
chance.
know how to spell
Yeah.
capybara?
Spell it like it sounds, and we'll figure it out.
Capybara, so-
We'll know that you obviously want in. So the keyword will be capybara. So type that in either Twitch or YouTube, and when we come back, we will end up rolling to determine who wins
2 or 3
the dice tower, and we'll read out any super chats. So we'll see you in 10 minutes about.
About 10 minutes. Remember, Capybara, to try to win that lovely dice tower. Alrighty, we'll be right back.
Bye-bye.
Alrighty, and we're back. So, those that are interested in the giveaway for the dice tower, would we like to go ahead and show it out? Again, we are still taking some entries. We're going to give it about 5 more minutes or so. The code word, capybara. Don't worry if you can't spell it. As long as it seems like it's the right word, you'll be okay. We'll give it about 5 minutes or so more, and then we'll be giving it away. Otherwise, is there anything else I want to cover?
No, also, no super chats came in, so nothing to read out. But if you throw some in, we'll see those. We might end up just reading those out anyway. So
Logan does the funny voice this time.
suck in some helium.
I can do the funny voices. Yay.
yay.
We won't suck in on helium, and it's too expensive these days. And if, assuming you can even find it. Yeah, so we'll just fake it. Past that, we ready to roll?
Yeah, I'm
I'm
ready for skill
fully
check simulator.
prepared.
Just get
Literally.
later.
Oh, also you asked me to roll initiative.
Yes,
I had a
please.
14,
Ah, there we go.
which is nice because I have no bonus.
Alrighty.
It's just a 14.
So, as Lamel and Gwen re-enter the sewers, you start to begin to navigate the winding, twisting turns of the dark corridors that is the sewer system. After
Yes.
a almost 3-mile hike, you finally find the entryway that you started, which wasn't too hard to do. You just had to kind of go into the village that's nearby. And, yeah, how are you going to go about getting back to the city?
Well, I know my way around.
Okay, so how's that translate?
It translates to me having studied maps for a living, kinda. So I'm just recalling the memories.
Sure. Let's do that on a, let's put that on a history skill.
I believe in you.
2.
Is he a
That is
history
an
teacher?
18. Yes, I am. It's an
Alright.
18.
That's when my character came.
So
out.
we
I
do
was
have the first one.
like, history. Oh
That is
boy,
required for
here's
it.
like 25 gold.
So
Yeah, no, I have all this money.
having a good recollection allows you to find the lanterns that are actually in certain places. They're wired to an electrical grid. When you get close to the city, they'll work that way. The ones that are out here are oil-based. So you just have to strike them and light them, and you can get something going. You probably have a torch you're carrying through, but the smoke doesn't actually vent well, so it's not advised to do that long term. Past that, you start moving through and everything like that. And Lamel, I think I just switched you all in. That's okay.
That's fine.
She gets everything kind of lit up and gets you navigating. How are you going to get through these sewers?
Being as self-reliant as I am, and having also been to the sewers a few times to meet with several hubs, I'm going to use what I know of the sewers through changes in wind direction through ventilation and drafts to try and figure out where we are positioned to keep going through the sewer system towards the city. So I'm going to make a survival check.
Ooh, I appreciate survival. Let's do it.
That is a 16.
Ooh. Oh, yeah, 16. We got a second success. This might be really quick. Nice. Alrighty, so back on the farm, where nobody has bought it yet, we have Richard, who's on his roundabouts of wiring the place with anti-zombie alarms. It's still stuck in my head, so it's going to happen that way. Who needs more cowbell? You kind of get to start going about what's going on, but you're not used to the sounds of this area. It's very rural. It's not like you haven't seen a bear in your life, but nonetheless, the calling ravens is a definitely off-putting thing every now and then. But during your watch, you know there's a bunch of weird sounds, but some of them don't sound anything like animals. Past that, how do you go about setting up your stuff and dealing with the issue at hand?
So I set up the 3 things on the 3 farthest entry points away from us. Because I assume we're all sleeping roughly around the same area, or we're all watching around the same area.
Probably in that main room.
Yeah.
I'm like a guard dog over Lucretia right now.
Pretty much anywhere.
Guard lizard.
Guard lizard, yes.
You're just in the bedroom, standing ominously over her sleeping
While I'm just
form.
holding a book, looking at her.
Yeah, so
All
I
the lights
probably.
are, so lightning strikes. You see the silhouette of this monstrosity
Where's the
looming over.
couch that what's his face is sitting on?
It's like one of the chairs in the dining room.
Okay, so that's what. Okay. So I'd probably put one in the kitchen, where across from the table.
Over here?
Yeah.
To the left.
Okay,
Take it back now, y'all.
that's fine. More, less visual, more thought process anyway.
Okay. I would have direct line of sight in there. Is anyone sleeping in the bedroom to the back besides Lucretia?
I mean, in theory, you guys are taking shifts.
Okay, so they would be. Okay, I'll put it in one in Lucretia's, one in his.
Okay.
Good.
Do me a favor, because you're consistently dealing with the strange animal noises and it's a huge distraction. We're going to pull an animal handling to kind of get used to knowing what's going on. That's right, I'm calling out what you have to roll.
Ouch.
That's fine.
Come on, handle those animals, Josh.
Seven.
They're handled.
Alright.
Uno failure.
So, in the following hour, Dominus is going about repairing the... Oh, gato. I'm going to just keep doing that for fun now, but it's not really what it is. Well, it is. It is a cat, so
Yeah,
I guess that's exactly what it is. It's just not Spanish.
Yeah.
It's robotic.
You
if
can know
it
that
wanted
cat's
to be.
nationality.
That's true.
There is a switch where I can switch it from English to Spanish to German to. I mean, there's a lot.
Okay,
Oh,
okay. There
They
you go.
also have Swahili and
Yeah.
Ooh, Japanese. Where did the tentacles come from?
Wow. Wow, that went to it.
On that note, how many people put in capybara?
Only one, so we do have our winner without having to roll. So congratulations to Stephen Carter, who has
Yeah.
won the first dice tower of the evening.
Congratulations.
Don't
With
worry,
my
Steven.
default, Steven.
Whoa! Don't worry, Steven. I rolled for you. You're 17.
Out of 10.
Alright.
That's right, Lamel will even flirt with the audience.
And if you go for a super chat, you can get real spicy.
He'll take his shirt off in real life too.
Wow. Please don't.
Don't
Is that
encourage him.
against community guidelines for a guy to take off his shirt?
Probably.
Nipples are
No.
nipples.
No.
Yeah.
Nipples.
Nipples are
No.
nipples. Let's just go with that.
It's not.
You're right. I'll whip my cock out instead.
We're gonna make
There
sure
you
we can
go.
take it down. Yeah.
Get 'em.
We'll edit that in post while we're live.
No, we
All I know is I
We will
look
not.
over at chat and I see
Yay.
Steven say yay. And I'm like, yes, I'm validated. Thank you.
Congratulations again, Stephen. And so, while you were attempting to repair...
Before we say that, just to let you know. So what we'll do is, Stephen,
Oh, my bad.
we've got you, in the chat. So we will go ahead and connect up with you sometime in the next day or two to collect your information for shipping purposes, so we can ship this out to you. All right.
All right, sorry
I'm
about that.
done.
While you're working on said cat, you do run across a series of complications with it. But at the same time, it's starting to bother you that the device that Aldrin brought words has not really cooled down. You can address whichever you would like, or something else of your choice. But I'm just informing you of the situation.
I'm gonna go something that could explode. Yeah, I'm gonna go deal with that.
Okay. So as you're tinkering through it, you still have to figure out how it works. So that's an investigation.
Second failure. Second failure. Second failure. Second failure.
That's a 2, so that makes it a 7.
All right. Okay.
Well,
We
so
got the winners and we have the losers.
I
It's
just need
fine.
to clarify. If for some reason they die, I don't have to take die as an action, right? So that's taken already?
That's what the extra hit points were for.
Yeah, that sounds accurate. It's messed up.
I'd like to get that saving.
It's
throw
always
as
the
an action.
team I'm on. I think it's me. I'm the
See, we did
unlucky.
good.
No, okay. So
The haves and the have-nots.
while you're reading through your book there, Adrit, you find a small bit into it that makes you recall a few things that have been going on over the last few days and put a couple of puzzles together.
Okay.
You're not so certain as to exactly how each piece slots in, but you could try to figure it out if you'd like to. But you do hear Richard having some problems outside, particularly with getting dive bombed by ravens.
I'm gonna head outside, right?
Fucking fine.
Oh yeah, D&D Beyond is down. Thank you.
It's never down.
D&D Beyond's perfect. Don't talk shit about it.
Hey,
Everything
they're-
Wizards runs
hey,
is great.
Hey, they don't sponsor us yet.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if I can get this.
Yeah, but this
Yeah,
is
but
a
you
deal of it.
gotta blow smoke up their ass to get sponsored by Wizards.
Yeah.
I mean,
But once you're sponsored, you can then say this.
Oh, okay. Is that how that works?
Clearly, yeah.
Okay.
Have you watched the Magic the Gathering channel?
Yeah.
They all
It is
hate the
very
game.
slowly loading, so we're
I don't
almost
know a
there.
single pro player that doesn't hate the game but also loves it in a sadistic way. To them, might actually mildly masochistic, actually.
Oh, we're
More than
all
sadistic.
masochistic Magic players.
Yeah. I don't know.
I love
Okay.
getting massacred.
All right, so I'm gonna head outside.
Okay.
I see these ravens pestering Richard, and I just say, "You have interrupting my reading. Perish." And I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt on the ravens.
Well, all right.
So I'm gonna make an attack roll.
Go for it.
If you kill my
Dirty
goddamn
20.
bird,
No, just one of the random ones.
So the birds definitely scatter. Lamels, you're making pretty good headway through the sewer system. You come across something that you didn't really pay, like you paid attention to it. You noticed it, I should say. But you were in a hurry, and there were other pressing concerns when you guys went through. Even out here, there's gearwork systems that seem to regulate the flow within the sewers. There's walkways on both sides and a central canal that's deep. In fact, you, with a light looking down and everything, you can't see the bottom. And the water is relatively rapid, too. Almost if it's constantly in a slope, which makes you realize you are always going up or downhill. The gearworks seems to maintain the flow, though. There's a moment where you start to see something kind of float by that's not in the sewers under normal circumstances, but it's kind of shiny.
Kind of shiny.
In addition, there's gate pieces you've come across that, when certain you're supposed to, you can go in that direction, you should go in that direction to make it quicker. based on your map recollection, but it is not the way you went last time.
We also are going to a different location though, so you know.
And of
Yeah,
course,
but
you can
investigate
incorporate
the
these into
shiny
one.
thing or go the way we're supposed to go. Lamel is a not intelligent character.
Shiny.
Please recall what
Ooh,
skills
it's
have
a
been
kid?
used.
So what I would like to do is I would like to make an acrobatics check
Mm-hmm.
to leap over and investigate the other side.
Okay.
So basically I see the shiny thing in the water. To get a better view, I'm going to jump across to get that better view.
That's fair by me.
That is an 18.
Okay. You get on the other side and you find a pendant. The chain work is totally foolhardy.
Nab it.
Awesome. It's too dark in here to properly examine it, but it is a cut gemstone that seems to be very thin, sealing in something that probably is like a picture or something like that, you guess. But it's not like somebody took a picture, it's like etched into the metal.
That's cute.
Please record. Strange pendant.
I will add strange pendant to my character sheet.
Gwen,
Yeah.
you watch Lamel leap onto the other side and
Yeah.
pull something out of the water.
Yeah, that was gross.
I do a lot of gross things. This is really what you're gonna give me shit for?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Really?
keep going where I was supposed to go.
Okay. So, based on your assumption, you would have to go through that gate.
Sounds great.
It's wrought iron. I can tell you that much.
Open the gate.
Well, how about this? Sleight of hand.
That's my action.
And to clarify, you said I have advantage on the first 5 rolls. Sweet.
Mhm.
That is a 21.
Oh, that was a 2. I'm so glad she has advantage.
Me too.
Okay. As the gate swings open, you basically had to mess with the mechanism. It actually wasn't locked. It was more rusted shut. You get to the other side, and it doesn't take you too long as you get around and everything. You see what looks like a heavy forged steel door. And it's roughly where you're expecting to go.
Okay, so it expects my destination. So.
Richard! Cock up!
What?
Thanks, Adret.
No problem. I want to see chat, is what I'm saying.
Get a phone.
Yeah, but I'm not logged in because it's a hassle.
Yeah, he blew it up. It wasn't like loud or nothing.
Yeah.
Still above my head.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
You are alive.
Little heads up. Little heads up next time, but I gotcha.
Okay, no heads up next time.
Alright, so traps are set.
Okay.
Back inside.
You go back inside?
Yeah.
Okay. As you go back inside and everything, you do see Dominus leaning over the box, unless you've hefted it on a table, but I assume probably. Messing with the box, and the cat's just there, and there's parts all around it.
That's the box.
That
that-
Alden had.
The
yeah.
big thing in
Yeah,
his
the
back.
backpack.
Okay, cool.
2 huge
Two silos or
rectangular
whatnot. Yeah, okay. Cool.
pieces.
Alright, I walk in. Does Alden know you're dealing with that? It's probably in better hands anyway.
Damn, no faith.
In Alden.
Yeah.
He's getting ready to throw a
So-
die at you because I'm assuming it's part of inspiration.
Inspiration.
There we go. Collecting that
Yeah,
auto
it's a
success.
Mhm.
Good call. Good call. Auto successes will get you through the challenge. Thomas, you go start investigating the thing, and you do realize that it does have a coil system built into it, and it has been overworked to such an extent it's in failure.
Okay. In that case, looking for the knowledge that's already been used.
Who starts the round for the? Okay.
Yeah, because I'm super fast.
Just in terms of
Yeah,
like
I'm
using
going to,
actions.
Arcana hasn't been used yet.
That is not.
So I am going to attempt to use my knowledge of arcane mechanical devices.
Mhm.
And because it is an arcane mechanical device, actually, you know what I'm going to do? No one's cast a spell yet this round either.
Last round was cast by Adrian.
But that was last
Yeah,
round.
that was last round.
It's last
right.
round and the current.
But that was an attack spell, wasn't it?
Oh, he had to roll for it though.
Yeah.
So then, if you're casting something that's
I'm going to
it
cast
works.
Identify to identify exactly what
That's
needs to be
fair.
fixed.
That can be done. So, the item itself, just so we got a couple of dynamics that are present, there are actually 3 separate magical items put together, essentially, is how this is working. Each of them mimicking certain spell effects. The primary one is actually doing a form of lightning bolt in a centrifugal system. But it's using the coil to get it to lose heat by making it go up and down.
Mm-hmm.
The secondary part of this actually has a levitate effect, which is forcing the coil to move back and forth, and the mechanism has reverse gravity attached to it to push it back and forth.
Alright.
So, the problem is the gravity effect is shot. It burnt so much it's warped. Replicating it's not realistic, but
I'm just attempting to completely disable it for the time being,
okay,
so that it is.
we'll find
Not-
out by successes.
Yeah.
Adrit.
So, I want to walk inside, and I want his attention to be caught by what Dominus is doing, right? Because you see that he's moved from the cat to the thingamabob.
The
Uh,
thingamabob.
Yep. Thingamabob, yeah, that's accurate. And I want to use Channel Divinity Knowledge of the Ages, which as an action you can use Channel Divinity to gain proficiency with any skill or tool for 10 minutes to give myself Tinker's Tool proficiency. As I say, Thanatos, inform me of this machination.
Okay, and you're going to attempt to fix something?
Yeah, I suppose. Just like help him out with it.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and allow you to make an intelligence ability check with advantage.
Alright.
Because technically the skill's already been used, so we're going to use the spell just to augment and make an ability check out of it instead.
I see. Alright.
Because I like the way you did that.
Thank you. 14.
14, there we go. And that is number 4.
Yay! You did it.
Alright, so you guys managed to collectively disable a device. That magical item is fucked. It's gone.
Oh well.
But on the bright side, it's not a bomb.
Yay!
Which is what failure would have been.
And that expires by now.
I tried.
On you guys' side, you approach a door, and you can see that it's got a series of etchings on it that appear to be channels for something. The door itself is pretty thick. You rap on it, and it's not even having that, ringing sound. It's just boom, nothing.
This is where that book comes in handy.
What book?
His
I pull
book.
out the book that's in his pocket.
You mean the block?
Oh, you block. I'm sorry. I thought it was a book. I misheard the first time.
I was letting it go, and I know that's what Zach was doing.
It's a fucking thing.
Zach's like, I know what she means, but I'm not going to say it.
Not gonna give it to you.
Fucking thing.
I do what I do best, and I insert my block.
Okay. As you go and look around, it opens up. Door opens.
In.
Push.
As soon as the door opens, you immediately hear, warning, you have 10 seconds to vacate the premises before you are incinerated.
That's cool. I'm still going in.
Although I will stay outside.
Okay, so you go inside.
I go inside.
Do you wait the 10 seconds?
I would probably run around the corner. To
Okay, okay, okay.
Inside.
Hey, look, I let you make your choices. I'm just asking.
God, I want to see something so bad right now.
The door slides somehow into the side where the block was at. And you get on the other side, you see a piece as it goes over, moves, and then a block that's an empty spot in the door frame ejects into it. And you can see the thing on the other side. door slides back, which ejects the box, and then closes. As it closes, nozzles up on the top, vent open, and incinerate 15 feet in front of that door.
On the outside, right?
On the outside, just
You see flames erupting from the side of the wall.
Well, it was nice knowing Glenn.
you're inside a dark workshop.
Yeah. I am 99% sure I might have no dark vision.
It's only 99, guys. There's a 1% chance she's totally wrong.
I mean, she could have brought light.
Yeah.
So why would I do that?
Mm-mm.
Why waste a spell slot?
If I do the thing, do I have the ability to get dark vision?
It will not change your primary characteristics.
All right. Well, I have a light.
Okay.
Be a fair assumption.
Okay. What is the light?
Pulled out a match. Realized she's also in a tinderbox.
I assume a torch.
You're gonna light a torch?
I don't know why I wouldn't have a torch.
Do you have like an explorer's pack or anything like that? Because then you.
Yeah,
you
it was
have
like
that shit.
I would assume I have a torch. I don't know why I would
Don't we get an
exist
adventurer's pack
as
like,
a human
first
and
time?
not have a torch.
You have to choose.
You have
Oh,
to choose it, but yeah,
I also feel like an artificer would just have a light switch on the wall.
probably.
Don't be ridiculous.
Do you light the torch?
Just brings it with him
Yeah.
everywhere.
Okay. I need you to immediately make a dexterity save.
Yeah,
Oh god.
that's fine. I have
It's
advantage.
fucking flammable.
Nat 20 for a 23.
Wow.
Cool. You immediately leap back up against the wall as something in the ceiling, and your torch goes right the fuck out.
All right, I guess.
And you
no
start
torch.
coughing
That's cool.
by whatever the hell you breathed in.
Cool. Can I just attempt to look in the dark for the papers and attempt to hold my breath at the same time?
What breath?
Sure. Do me a favor, make a constitution check for me.
Gwen passes out from holding her breath too long.
I mean, it's a thing.
Oh boy.
11.
Okay. Navigating in the dark. So, perception at disadvantage, please. If you have any advantage from
6.
sensory,
6,
like
that's a nine.
tactile, you would.
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. 6.
Yeah.
You stumble around and eventually bang your leg, and you take a point of damage as you probably utter something.
Yeah.
You get really far.
Cool.
You have a negative perception.
No, I had.
Math. You had a 9.
That's a 12, not a 6. He's correct. I don't know why I subtracted the 3 instead of added the 3.
I would keep the 6 though.
Okay, so then you bump into the thing and don't take damage, but you still bump into something. Doesn't really help much.
No, but he's right. I definitely don't have a negative.
That was
Hey, I'm gonna take you whatever you tell
No,
me.
it's
If you tell me
fine.
the wrong number, I'm gonna
No,
run with
it's
it. Just like death saves. I didn't.
fair
Oh god.
It's okay. None of you roll death saves. I do that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Oh, are we still just on me?
Yeah. Well, I mean, unless Lamel's doing something from outside.
Oh no, I thought we were going around.
I
I
can
forgot they
bang
finished.
on the door, see if she hears it somehow through the wall,
I
so
assume
I can help
can
you out.
hear the bang.
You hear the bang in the same way somebody in a swimming pool hears somebody tap on the light on the deep end when you're in the shallows.
Cool. Well, yeah, I can't see shit. Ooh. I don't know if this works like this. Can I Misty Visions a light? Is that can I do that?
Does Misty Visions do?
Yeah. What the hell does that do?
It's
Uh,
it's a
You
Does it act like minor
at,
illusion?
at
or-
will silent image.
yeah, basically.
Oh,
You can
silent
cast
image.
silent image at will without expending a spell slot or material components.
Then no.
Okay, worth a shot.
Sorry, I had to look up because it's like a feature, and I'm like,
No,
what?
fair enough. Am I still doing a cough?
I don't know. Did you take a breath?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna have to at some point to continue existing.
True.
So,
When
yeah.
that con roll fails, you'll have to take a breath. It's just whether you want to consciously take one.
No, just when I need to breathe to exist, I will take a breath.
Okay,
So I assume Gwen will know when she needs to breathe.
that's fine.
Okay.
Are you gonna stumble around in the dark a little bit more?
Yeah. I'm also going to grab the block that I know where it came out before it went dark, so that one shouldn't be too hard to find.
Survive. Disadvantage, please.
Disadvantage is a 9.
You find the wall.
Found the wall.
Good job.
Cool. Is it anywhere near the wall?
You don't know which wall. Let alone if the building is square. And last you knew you were underground, so you don't even know if it's not
No, but
something else.
I got a look at it before the lights went out. Yeah, that was no, there was never light. There we go.
Correct.
I'm sorry, you were correct. Okay.
Fun.
I don't have a light.
Anybody got a fun darkness song? Oh, hello darkness, my old friend.
The other last result, is there anything on the walls that would turn on a light?
You gonna feel around? Find a light switch. Cool. As soon as you find the big thing, it's basically a pad that you can depress into the wall. And you just hear this. Room's about 3 times the size of the one we're in. It is mostly long, and there's not a whole lot in here except for the desk that you kicked that was on the same wall you're on. Past that, there's a series of crates along the wall, and then looks like a half cylinder that is got a secondary part of it that's just gates, and it seems like a tube that goes up to the ceiling.
I grabbed a block to get me out later. And then I look for the papers.
Rifle through the desk. You see 3 things on the desk.
Just gonna take all 3 of them.
One's a pen.
Take it.
One's a little bit of stationery.
Solid.
The other is a brass button. Like, and I don't mean like this. I mean like it's a ring with a piece that sticks up about that far, and you find it sitting on the top of the desk.
Okay.
Stealing this man's shit.
Yeah, I don't. What's he gonna fucking do?
We'll call you a kleptomaniac.
Apparently, blow up your house.
Yeah, well, 2 can play that game.
Which, by the way, in case anybody's curious, he did pass out.
Yeah, I figured.
Any paper anywhere on anything other than this one desk?
And you rifle through it, and it's like half-baked ideas for a story. It has nothing to do with designing Jack.
It's fucking fan fiction.
That tube,
Go over to it.
mail chute, if you will.
Oh no, it's 10 foot wide.
Oh.
It's over 10 foot in diameter, I guess is the appropriate
Okay.
term. It has 2 gates. When you get close enough, you can see there's a line in between them that separate, and there's depression where you can put your hands in, and it looks like they would open and recess into the other part of the tube. When you look up, it's empty all the way up, and you guess, kind of looking up there, it goes up about 30 feet.
So it looks like it goes outside of the house?
There's no light, and it's nighttime, so it wouldn't make any bit difference for you to tell.
I do want to get Birdie looking around on the outside.
Birdie's back at the farm.
Well, Birdie needs to make his fucking way over here.
10 minutes later, where were you?
I mean, it'll be hours before it gets there, but yeah, sure.
Can't you just like summon it?
Make a perception
I
check.
can, but it takes
For
a
me.
minute.
Make a perception check for me.
6.
Yay!
You find the button for the tube.
Cool. I put it.
Okay.
3 watchers come crashing down.
As the gates open and a disc comes down.
Does it look like
No, it was light and it comes down and it just sits there.
This is-
That's
That's, yeah.
You saw it let it go across her face too.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm a fucking idiot.
I'm not trusting this, so I'm gonna place a piece of paper in there, hit the button again.
Shh.
And then one more time, does the paper come back intact?
No. Doesn't come back.
Well, then I'm not gonna fucking there. It's a stupid idea. I don't think.
Well,
After a minute or two.
Hold on. Thank you.
I was waiting for it. You ruined it, but you didn't. I'm glad this side realized what I'm
Oh,
doing to
yeah.
mess with her now.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Alright.
All right.
Don't be sorry. It's
I'll
good.
go in the
After a
fucking
couple-
elevator.
Okay.
So fun.
You get in. Inside, there is also a button in the same relative place.
Yeah, cool.
You press it. It raises you 30 feet up, and you come out. The building is about 40 feet in front of you, about 10 foot on either side. There's a version of that thing that he was building in the square, but it's less complete, sitting off on the side, and a bunch of cables coming out of the ceiling into it.
Okay.
Near it is crate upon crate that look very similar to the stuff that was out in the square. In addition, you see a door for what looks to be another room, because it's definitely an interior style door, but there's also an exterior style door off to your left. Near that exterior door is a similar button like what you pressed to turn on the lights before, and a very obvious version of the same door. Past that, there's mostly tools all over this place. It's clearly a workshop. And yeah,
I look for the paper in which I was sent here for.
you look around, spend a decent amount of time. By this point, it's been about 30 minutes.
I would get bored and start wandering around.
Just
This
wandering
motherfucker
around
assumes
sewers.
I'm dead.
Yeah, do I...
That's where mom is.
my goal is to make it towards a central hub where the lower familias would be exchanging information through
Okay.
the crime network. I'm gonna try and make my way there since she's taking so fucking long.
It doesn't take you too long to find an access ladder and go out, and then you can kind of find your way around the city pretty easily. You do see watchers consistently. That usual patrol style things like that. People talking to somebody probably getting a ticket, one or two people maybe getting a beating for being stupid at a club. Not really a club, bar, but you know what I mean.
Like a lead pipe, really.
I mean, they're not that bad, but sometimes the watchers don't arrest you. Sometimes they just teach you a lesson and you go home. Do you make yourself more obvious by traveling standard roads, or do you stick to, like, the trails?
No, with my destination, I would be trying to remain inconspicuous.
So trails, okay. Doesn't take you long, you can find some people. Alright, who do you want to find?
Not looking for anyone in particular. I'm just trying to gather information on why Velitus would, well, from what I understand, Velitus is the one who set up the ransom for Adriana to meet up. I want to pursue that lead and see if I can hear any whispers of Velitus actually up to anything in particular.
Are you going to schmooze contacts, or are you going to threaten rivals?
I've got a history for violence, so I'm definitely threatening people.
Okay. Intimidation check. And with advantage because you have a reputation.
Oh, that's a D8. That's
Yeah,
not
I
a
was
D8.
like, that doesn't seem right.
I wonder how I got a 6.
Dirty 20.
Okay. You sit there and you find a couple people, and I'm up and whatever. And, all right, I can tell you. Look. Why the forehead? Anyway, don't know much about Velitus. We're in the street. Asios, they're moving in on Ministry of Commerce, Industry, mixed up. Some of the weird shipments An old man had some crates moved. Wow, that voice just went. Anyway.
You know where?
Train. You didn't hear?
No, I've been busy at the moment.
I've got a concussion, so forgive me if the details aren't accurate. Somebody attacked the train. They're blaming the resistance.
I don't like that one bit. Okay. By chance, who responded to the incident with the train? Any idea?
Yeah. Vegas did.
Okay. Okay. That's all I needed.
I'm gonna buy a drink? Or do I just gotta get ice myself?
You just need your head to stop throbbing? Is that it? At this point, I would make an unarmed strike and just knock him the fuck out.
Oh man, I thought you were gonna pull a Major Payne like, give me your finger, snap.
Man, that voice cracked on me so hard. I apologize to everybody. I apologize to y'all. I'm just gonna use regular voices in the short term.
It's in character, so.
Yeah.
So, you wander around the workshop. You make it in the back. He has a bed back there. It's about as well kept as a frat boy who been on a bender. You find beer bottles everywhere. You find some simple, well, they're pharmacy bottles, but like it's not like they're labeled like that. You can spend some time reading them if you really want to. They're sitting on a nightstand nearby. He has a clock that ticks away nearby. It's got bells attached, so man must keep time to something. Past that, you do find a desk that's shoved in a corner. Crap tons of paper all around the wastebasket. Some in it, not most of it. A stack of files that almost rivals the desk in height. And then 3 books sitting on the desk itself with parchment everywhere and an inkwell that is dry.
Alright, well I guess someone ought to be here a minute. Does it look like fan fiction or does it look like
No,
it's
this
actual
is
work?
real work.
Okay.
From what he has, from the little bit of notes that he put together with the schematic, he finally realized that was a bedroom he was drawing. Does not look like that thing. He decided to draw actually like relationships for the paper. You don't know what it means, but that's what you finally figured out.
Do I find any semblance of what I was looking for?
I don't know, do you? Investigation.
8.
No.
I looked harder.
You eventually do find it with some time and effort, but you have another hour, Lamone.
If I've got another hour, I'm thinking to myself,
Yeah.
Gwen has been late to everything we've ever done.
Done a thing.
Exactly. You've got a reputation for being late or slow. That or just not caring about anyone else's time. So I'm just gonna go into a bar and get a drink.
Okay. So
now that I no longer need to be hiding where I'm at, I'm just walking around the streets, hitting bars, having fun.
near the mill.
Hey! Oh, who are you again?
Funny. You know, we're gonna remember everything, huh? Fine. Maybe we'll remember this. And he grabs a chair and throws it at you.
That's not very nice.
Rickton is a man that is about 6'6", built squarely, lives in a gym, a boxing gym, and has spent a lot of time in the gladiatorial arena.
It's a gym bro.
His eye has been fucked up so many times, it doesn't work. His left one, anyway. He's not only dark in complexion, but he gets really dark in humor sometimes, particularly when he's drunk. But otherwise, he's a pretty jovial guy and doesn't really have a grudge issue with anybody.
But with me, though, apparently.
I mean, I don't know what you did.
I don't know what I did either. But
Just know he's obviously got a blind spot.
Well, you should be able to deflect missiles that chair, right? Yeah.
He's not dressed much different than you. He has what might qualify as a shirt.
It's just hair. He's just that hairy.
But yes, I would like to deflect missile the chair.
No problem.
God, Monk is so cool sometimes.
Mhm.
That is 13 damage reduced to 0. And since I have a free hand, I could throw it back at him if I want to.
That's up to you.
Nah, I'll just sit in it. Just catch it, take a seat.
Sits on his chair.
What are
I'm
gonna
telling
do
you,
now?
I'm never, ever gonna beat you, am I?
One of these days you might. I think I'd have to be missing an eye, though.
Don't be a bitch about it.
Don't make me take another eye.
Claps you on the shoulder, everything sits, turns the chair backwards, sits down. Double. Ice. Let's mix it with something fruity this time.
Same, even fruitier.
Brings a glass. Brings a guy.
So, when you eventually find what you're looking for, what do you do with it?
I'm going to first look at it.
Okay.
Read it, see if I can determine anything that wasn't mentioned initially.
Arcana.
Arcana,
Yeah.
What's that?
Arcana Matata.
Yeah. 10.
So, a few things you could reasonably pick out about it, and one very concerning one. If what Adriana was working on would work, and you don't actually know if it would, even reading this, you're like, okay, so that makes sense, that connects to this, this will do this. If her calculations are anything close to realistic, she would be siphoning so much power she could probably drain all the paladins clean. Or the complete opposite and push it out. The part that matters to this is essentially the same idea as if you wanted to harness a lightning bolt every millisecond.
Solid, alright.
It would run for about an hour, realistically, and then have to go in a 2-day cooldown system. And it would turn back on. If it really does do what this is saying, it'll drain a local ley line within a month. If it did that, there'd be no Arcana well to draw from, and magic would collapse in that region it siphoned from. Completely. That includes tech, and all of the stuff you know. And most of their students. Like, anti-magic field permanently in a certain region. Be miles dead.
Okay.
But it'd be nicely stored. If there was ever something to put it in, which doesn't look like it.
In the pocket.
That's what you do understand from it. The concerning part, obviously, was the fact that it could drain the paladins outright. Provided they got hooked up to it.
And on that note, I think it's time for our next giveaway.
It is, because we're going to have you just return to the farm at this point.
So, Josh, if you will hold that one up.
I got my foot in my hand.
Sorry.
So, we will be now giving away this spaceship dice tower. So, for this one, we'll give about 10-15 minutes for people to go ahead and put the keyword in. And then we will go ahead and, depending on how many people actually go for this one, we'll roll for it and see who wins.
The keyword should be 3, 2, 1, blast off.
There you go. So put blast off.
There you go.
If you don't put the 3, 2, 1 in, I'm not counting it.
So there you go. Put that in. Put 3, 2, 1 blast off in chat. And you've got the next 10-15 minutes to do so. If you do, that means you are officially in the drawing, so to speak, or roll off, for that dice tower. All right, back to you.
Alrighty. So, hours pass. Sun comes up.
I've been
I
drinking
can I do
that
something real
long?
quick?
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when it's my turn to rest or whatever, they were focusing on that.
Sure.
I want to cast Detect Thoughts.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you were going to go this route. All right. What do you got?
I'm
Fine.
not going to probe initially, but I'd like to move it between Alden and Lucretia. See just what the surface level of what they're thinking is. I know they're asleep. I know they're probably going to be wild.
Mm-hmm.
Or not what I'm looking for, but I just want to see if, like, anything floats up that I could.
Anything exciting?
Yeah, I guess.
Well, I guess I am having a dream sequence this episode. So, we all know what happens when a dream sequence happens. Kidding. Not really. He's not going into dreams, but it's good enough. Who's first?
Alden.
Okay. What's second?
Hmm?
Never mind. So, as you probe into his mind, you're getting intermittent connection. It depends how long you're sitting on this. I assume for some time, because you're going to have to try to focus.
I have about a minute of it is what the spell says.
Yeah.
So I'm literally taking 30 seconds each. And
We can fudge slightly for this, because it's going to be one of those things where you're like trying to decipher what you're getting as much as you're actually actively going, eh. And if you want to go deeper, just let me know, and then we'll worry about the net.
I got it.
Initially, he's going in and out of REM. So when he's in REM, it's just beep, nothing. You're not even getting black space. You're just getting nothing. It's just there. Eventually, he starts to moan a bit in his head. It's intermittent, some heavy breathing. That stops. He's talking with somebody apparently about his sibling getting lost. Apparently goes to look for said sibling. Is chased. Whatever it is scares him really bad. You know that whatever it is in his dream does get a hold of him, and he doesn't wake up, but the dream stops instantly. You get another period of just flatline.
Okay.
Do you stop? Okay. In Lucretia's case, there's not a whole lot of flatline because it's getting closer to morning and she's been sleeping longer. So, she's having a much more lucid dream. Pardon the pun of her name, but it's not really a point. Initially, she's shopping. She's kind of like window shopping a couple of things that are in Palmaris, and then you see her talk to some people, meet up with some friends, have coffee. It's a nice little thing. This is not consistent. They seem like they're over different days. It seems even more like they're possibly even over different time periods because the friends change. And what little bit you're getting imagery-wise is inconsistent too. The faces are people that she's maybe familiar with, but they're mixing and matching. And you start realizing that she's mixing and matching over time periods. So she's probably not meeting somebody she'll recognize if she wakes up and you ask her. Eventually, one of the conversations gets to be about her brother going into the military. And it upsets her enough that the dream ends. Another one picks up not too far after that with her receiving a letter and her father being the one that's reading it to the family about her brother being killed. Her brother was in the military for about 3 years. It's been tradition for all the males to serve, and father gives this speech on, it's the civic duty and things like that. And some of the women in her family have clearly served too. It gets a little bit more detailed at one point when she goes in journals. Now, you can't read it unless you want to probe. But if you probe, there's other parts to this.
I figured.
And I'll give you the option if you want to probe. Otherwise, I'll tell you what she's thinking while she's writing, but I won't tell you what she writes.
Nope. I just not gonna probe. Just surface.
So, outside of the trying to remember, good things she's done with her brother apparently was in his mid-20s. He'd actually gone to school, but went in actually as a tester, so he is an officer. You see her visiting him at one point. It's like a brief thought that she visited him up in the north, near a city that's really not part of Balsam. You're not sure what city it is because it doesn't have any consistency to it either. But the conversation they have has to do with some sort of mission that he reluctantly tells her, and only because apparently she had clearance to look into it herself. The way he talks suggests she's in the military too, but there's no evidence of it. Code name is really straightforward. Ground shock.
Shock is a spark, right?
As in spark. He's apparently been sent to defend some pieces being pulled from the northern mines. They're very critical to this operation. She tells him that it's not worth dying over. They can always be mined again. It's not one of those things. And he's insisting that his orders are his orders. And he goes. They don't fight about it, but it feels like she did. The way she's remembering it is very angry. You can't tell though if she's angry at him, angry at herself, or the memory. You can't tell at all. It is at this point she goes into surface dreaming, which is there's no imagery to it. It's more of her cycling through really quick flashes of something.
I pull out then.
You pull out? Okay.
This entire thing, you can go deeper if you want. Then the next part where he was like, I don't remember. And
So
then,
if I go deeper, no matter what, she'll know I was probing. I don't know if
Right.
she knows the person, the exact person who's probing, but she knows someone will probe.
there's been so many. And then you pull.
That's fine. He did it more in stealth move.
I'm sorry, I'm a child.
I'm fine. Alright. All good with everybody returning? Morning?
Yep. Thank
Real
you.
quick, I found the blueprints. Did I not find the
You found her book, her research.
Okay, it was a whole
Yeah.
book. It wasn't a specific
Yeah, it's not
page.
a, it's not a page, it's a book.
Okay, gotcha.
Ooh.
Never mind then. Continue.
So, cat working yet?
Yeah.
All right.
Yay!
Hey.
Are we back?
Look what I got for you.
Are I assume we're back?
Woof, woof.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
man.
Can I see the video Kitty got?
Right between its ears, push a button.
I'm gonna have to
I am a cat now.
Meow.
You're a cat by proxy for.
You're technically the only one with ears like that.
Yeah.
No,
Not really.
no,
Lizard.
No, you're
They
a
don't
lizard.
have,
Never
their
mind.
ears are like holes.
He doesn't know what a lizard is. It's
I
fine.
know. It's all right.
he looks at Adrian and he's like,
You
I
kind of
see ears, and they're just not there. He's just
I
like
know, but
schizophrenic.
you kind of insulted the lizard with that. I mean, Richard, I'd call that a dick move.
Well, how do you get dick
Can
from
we
Richard?
roll that
Yes,
D100,
we know.
Jason?
Yes, I think
So
it
do
has
I
to
see
happen.
the video of the kitties playing?
I was waiting. So
78. I'm good.
So close.
the
That was
cat
Yeah, it's like
Three
3
off.
away.
cat walks up to
More awesome.
where a wall's at, and then its eyes just on the wall. Does anybody interact with the cat or the wall or the projection?
I was gonna let it do its thing.
Okay, I'm just asking. It
I was
doesn't
like,
matter.
I was gonna let it play, and then if I need to interact with
Okay,
it,
okay.
maybe. But like,
Well, obviously I'm
I
gonna
think
eat the
that's
thing.
Yum. Finally, some food.
Yes.
Figure
All
it
right. So it projects the thing onto the wall, and wisdom save from everybody.
out.
Am I next?
There's like a
Yeah, we're just
cognito hazard or something in the video.
Wisdom savings throw, that should be what I'm good with. 21, yes I am.
18.
13.
4.
Natural 1 from Jason.
Nat 20 for 21.
What you got there, Logan?
18.
Okay, so Richard, you're the one who sees it.
Oh, you did
Awesome.
not succeed this year.
You all dispel the illusion. You get to watch a fun little recording of her testing out a different creation she made. She had made a friend for this cat.
Mhm.
You see this other cat go to interact with it and everything, and it seems very benign. Richard,
I feel like it's kind of fitting that he's the only one that sees it.
Yeah.
for the audience at home, this is going to get dicey.
Mm.
For Richard, ooh,
For
this
the
is
fun
going to
of
get
the dance.
fun. It's inside Adriana's office. The cat's just sitting up on the desk, and then as the door opens, it leaps onto the bookshelf nearby. It does not take but seconds. You see the flash of a military uniform, feminine figure. It is that brief, and the cat is in pieces, the way you originally found it. So all it really sees is from the knees down. You hear the voices as it plays, and you know immediately that it is
I was just about to ask that.
Could you say again? I didn't.
Isa.
Isa. Sorry, Isa.
Remember, speak up.
Yeah, sorry, it's Isa. They're in an argument. The argument is very straightforward. The operation was designed in mind to be practically applied and used on the subject. You didn't follow the direction and requirements. But Your Honor responds very straightforwardly. Though that may have been the intentions behind the project, the subject wasn't prepared in a way that would align with it. And the first attempt blew out every capacitor I had to resist the overload that was going to happen. My resistors are fried. All of my relays are fried. Every ounce of the battery packet that has been attached to store is fried, and then it discharged into the backload that we had set up. The entire facility is going to have to be gutted and rebuilt. Isa responds, do you have any idea how much has been invested in this? It has been a dark op for almost 10 years. We can't keep mining the necessary components. The resistance has already taken enough of the pieces and have made the mine almost unworkable. Not to mention, I can't get industry to keep cooperating with dark loads on the trains. I will give you 1 month to fix this. If you can't fix it, then I will make sure that the entire project disappears, and I will turn you over to the Ministry of Law for crimes against the Crown. Sounds like she walks out. The cat keeps recording. She goes to pick up the cat. She moves the cat. Something strikes her. She falls to the ground. All right. You hear two voices. Both are male. No names are given. One is not... Actually, no. None of them are familiar to you. My bad. You hear the sound of the window. The cat, because it got picked up, you got a brief glimpse of a relatively larger guy. Just a little above average. Nothing crazy. It's not really muscular so much as just plump. Exercises in probably unconventional ways. Strong. Oddly picks her up, hands her to somebody outside the window. You see a second person, but you can't get facials for it. It's too far. The cat's too messed up. They're both in Watcher uniforms. When you take a look at the Watcher uniforms, I will need you to make a perception check.
Okay, do it.
I feel that.
That one.
Pretty sure that's a 7.
Okay.
Yeah, 7.
You can't be certain. They don't look like they're tailored properly. Perhaps they're missing right color sets in the right spot. Maybe the hem's done wrong. Maybe it's too loose, not theirs kind of fitted. It's not perfect, but you catch glimpses of these disparities for it. You all are watching the whole thing going on, and like Richard's staring way more intent. How are you acting?
You guys, this isn't helpful at all. I thought you said you fixed the cat.
Shut up.
I did. This is a recording.
I don't understand. 2 cats.
Guys, shut it.
Inside check on what the hell he's...
Sure.
Alright.
Don't bother. You don't need to resist. He just needs to get above a 10.
That 20 for 21.
He's either seeing, hearing, or a combination thereof. You're not. Things you're not. It's too focused.
If I just wait until he's like, okay, this is clearly done.
Is there more, or is that it? Or-
There is more.
Okay.
I'm getting them the chance to react to the whole thing.
I just try to keep everyone
Yeah,
quiet while
that's
he's
chill.
focusing
That's
on
fine.
whatever.
I'll see what the fuck
Am
this
I
guy's
able to roll
doing.
insight as well?
Sure.
All right.
I'm not gonna.
I can't be bothered. I don't care.
While we're doing that, so did you see any entries for on the Twitch chat, on the multi-stream? Anybody besides?
I don't.
No.
see
No.
anyone.
Okay, so therefore that one gets to stay here and be given away another time.
Yay.
Alrighty, so the giveaway
Thanks,
for
Jason, I love
the
it.
Rocket Tower is expired. However, that doesn't mean you don't have a chance to win it again. Perhaps tune in on Friday.
Yes, and we have one other before we end the stream. So
There's always a chance.
Got a 12.
That's a steampunk castle. I like it.
Okay. If you're just trying to figure out if he's focusing on something, stuff like that, you get the same results.
All right. So I quietly cast guidance on him.
You have a D4 now.
Once they start talking, I kind of realize they're there, and again, as a D4, nice, I like it. As the video keeps going,
Mm-hmm.
I want to say like keywords, just like because I have to focus. I know that.
Right. I will let you say what keywords so they know what they're allowed to know.
Okay. Issa, Black Op,
Black Hoff?
Op.
Black
Op.
Black
Black Op. I was like,
what would I train? Bad Watchers.
Train.
That's it. That's
Okay.
I got one from each segment.
You know,
Chugga.
Go ahead.
I did hit my contacts up in the city, and I hear the trains have been hit by the resistance.
I will say it looks like he's still doing his focus,
Yeah.
so maybe we should hold off.
still.
You shh.
So since it's a significant amount of time in the video, Issa walks back in the room. Adrian, seriously, back. Where the fuck? Goes. You hear the window close. After a moment, she passed the cat enough that you saw the feet.
Adriana.
No, isn't. She
No. You said Adriana like passed out.
No.
No, she got picked up and passed out the window.
Adriana did.
She was
Yes.
there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
so
he was saying Asa came in and said, Adriana, oh shit, she's not here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she look. You can guess she looks out the window and then closes it. It doesn't take long. She's still in the room. This is second con command. Second con command. Yeah, go ahead. Put in a missing persons for me. Yeah. Ma'am? Yeah, missing person. Adriana from the academy. Yes, that one. Yeah. Do not tell Lepus. Oh, my poor thing. Picks up the cat and puts it where you guys originally found it.
Right back. Huge money. So we finally know her last name is.
The one from the academy.
No, what's You should have known her last name, right?
Yeah, I just didn't have it written down.
All right, so you're out of your trance now.
I guess. Man, that was a wild video.
Yeah, that video was nothing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about it. Was
Whatever
nothing.
you saw, all we saw, and I described her creating a second cat friend that we never ever saw anywhere for this cat.
Oh, okay. Well, story time. So Issa knows Adriana. She was talking to her just before she left.
She
Got
didn't-
kidnapped.
Yeah, I was
Whatever.
like, she didn't
Fight me on
leave.
this. Oh my god! I look at what's her face?
Lucretia?
Lucretia.
You're sleeping?
No,
Oh.
she'd have been up. She's
Oh,
probably making
it's
breakfast for
this
everybody.
morning.
And I'm like, they were, and like, my eyes like go wide, like they were digging in some mines as I'm looking at her and like quickly look away.
My bad.
But the resistance is fucking that up. It's entirely a black operation. Forgot what they were.
I will interject real quick.
Something that concerns you, though.
Oh, no, not even that. As soon as he starts to mention and, like, seem like he's connecting dots with Lucretia, I'm gonna keep a close eye on her in case she tries to run.
Okay.
I mean, it was a quick connection to where I
Well,
just
no, but
talked to mines.
I assume some of
And
the
then mines
things you
came
said
up,
out loud
so I
were,
looked
were
at the
pointing
connection.
directions.
We're the only people who care about. She's
The
not
device they were talking about. Something about a backflow into a discharge into the backload. The battery pack, the overload, the
Wait a minute.
resistors.
I take the drawing off the table next to the cat that Lucretia had made the night before.
Mm-hmm.
I look at it and I go, it's this. And I explain what I understand about this honeycomb design. This thing can, these tubes here are for cooling. Right here through the center is where it would be drawing power, and it can actually reverse and flow both directions depending on, well, whatever the control mechanism is.
Yes, all of that.
This is it.
You're telling me she built it? You hear the clattering of a pan and everything. She's been making breakfast.
It doesn't work though.
But she never built it.
It's been, as I'm trying to recall like all the details as they're coming, because I didn't ask for paper because dumbass. So she built it. It didn't work because of what I just told you. Backflow stuff like boom, battery packs, all that jazz.
You seem to be.
That's
panicking.
because it wasn't finished.
Overcharging. Attempting to run it past its current limits.
That could be very catastrophic.
You're telling me her argument is that it was already built. She took my fucking design and built it.
Listen, dude, you watched the same video I watched. I'm telling you what
No.
I got out of it.
As he walked in from outside.
Did you find his notes?
Hold
Yeah.
on a moment.
Who is Lepis? Do we know that? Sorry.
We seem to be panicking about the details of the
Does not
video.
sound familiar.
Can we not just replay the thing?
Kitty?
For some reason,
Kitty?
Richard was able to see something that we were
As
not.
soon as
So
it
we
finished, it
could
went.
watch it again, yes?
You're finally realizing it's laying there on the ground.
You broke the kitty.
We could try, but I don't know if it would actually do
It is
anything
worth a
different.
shot.
He makes a valid point.
I missed the point.
Watch video again.
Yeah, Kitty broken.
Oh.
How is the kitty broken?
When you look at the cat,
Kitty.
it's laying down on the ground
Oh.
and it's smoking.
Oh.
Yeah, Kitty not okay.
Not watch video again.
No.
You guys were at the where the cat was found. The what do you call it?
The school?
The school.
The school.
Mm-hmm.
The person, one of them was carrying.
Adriana?
No. One of you two were carrying to the gladiator
Oh,
arena.
one of the two
Oh.
watchers.
Oh.
Oh,
Watcher
Shitbird.
uniform.
Yes.
Shitbird.
Did they have the Watcher uniform at that point? Would it have looked similar?
When we carried them, yeah, they were
Yeah.
wearing it.
Okay.
Can I misty visions what the outfit looked like?
Yes, that you can do.
It looked like this.
And since Misty Visions isn't clear, it's just as blurry as the video.
Well, I
Beautiful.
tried my
Love
best.
everything about it.
Is it that?
There were fake Watchers who
Yes.
took Adriana, but I feel like we already knew that.
Yes, we did.
Still just going on the ramblings.
We did. They were part of the.
Was there a large man there?
He got pretty big.
Trombonia family.
He got pretty big.
Trombone.
Can I see the notes? I start going through there looking for what Alden had described as far as like the location
And to clarify, they
Trying to
were
find it.
they're
in there.
The
uh,
factory
investigation.
blew up.
All right.
Adriana's notes. Yes.
Yeah, Adriana.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Adriana's book.
Yeah, the factory blew up.
That's a 24.
Okay, you find it with actually pretty Good quickness.
She's organized.
Or at least some of it.
It's tabbed out in places, so.
Yeah.
Thank you. Time has
Right.
run out.
Uh-oh.
So sad.
Do we have a map here?
Yeah, you got here. Actually, I whip out a pen and paper that I stole from what's his name's house, and I.
No, a map.
Yeah, I'm gonna make you one.
You are a historian.
No check required.
Cool.
You have perfect recall for that.
Map.
Okay. Looking at the description and location and everything,
Mm-hmm.
here, and I circle the spot. This, pointing to the picture of the machine, and I look right at Alden,
Mm-hmm.
then at Lucretia, is here.
When they show it on the map,
Mm-hmm.
I now definitely need a history check from you.
I assume only from him, right? That's
Yes.
not okay.
Alright, hold up.
It's a
I'm
lizard
gonna
thing.
do a very funny prayer real quick to myself. Because I'm gonna roll high on this. I am gonna roll high on this.
Alright, prepare the ones.
It's a natural one. Just he's doing it to himself.
I did not.
I
If
don't
I have
know where
no
my
faith, it
homeland
doesn't
is.
happen. 7.
It is inside Naga territory. That's the only thing you know for certain.
Okay, I'm gonna. I really, really wanted to roll high for that because I was interested, but. Okay, so I relay that to the rest of the group. I say. That lies in Naga territory.
Do we know anything about my
Nagas?
territory?
Or Nagas in general.
History.
Cool.
Can I
It's
give her
disadvantage
guidance?
though because it's a obscure history.
Can I give her guidance?
I won't stop it.
You have guidance.
What?
Add a
Okay.
D4.
And you said disadvantage and
Uh-huh.
history. 8 plus 5.
8 plus 5.
Plus
the
the
number.
D4.
15.
I did.
Ah.
8 plus
Oh,
5, 15.
not me. I got you.
8 plus 5 is 13.
Sorry, he said 15. I thought that's what it meant.
Yeah, I'm like, no, that's a 13. I don't know where 15. You must have saw the other numbers. I'm like going, okay, so there's another 8 plus 2
8
here.
plus 5 is the answer.
Okay, 8 plus 5. So with a 13, the Nagas are a very secretive cult religion.
He's not Naga.
No.
Okay, that's fine.
They're like the other half.
Okay.
So.
You would not recognize them as related in any form, though he will. You'll recognize them as a subspecies, and they do practice fairly barbaric religion.
Okay, so rat.
What's kind of important about Nagas is that they don't come out in general society at all. However, they thrive in the cold.
Grab a blanket, guys.
Nagas do?
It's gonna be cold.
These ones do.
Alright. I don't know much about Nagas, but shit's cold.
Well, hopefully there's a train that runs there.
Based on the map, the train hasn't come down that far south.
Yeah, they're not to mingle with normal society.
Well, that's a shame.
If it's where you guys are looking, everything like that, it's actually not even rural anymore. We're talking about out in the wilderness.
Bird,
Okay.
anything?
It doesn't report anything special. There's been a couple of merchants that have taken their wagon along the road, but
Yeah,
that's
just
it.
anything I need to. He's keeping an eye on the house for me.
He does inform you that some of the flock was killed.
Yeah.
So, just for
Don't know who
And
did that.
it really wants to hurt the lizard.
When it slips.
just for clarification, the girl who killed the kitty cat initially, that was the same second in command we talked to.
Issa.
Alright,
Yes.
that's what I thought. Just wanted to clarify. Names are hard, guys.
I thought you were working with me. No, that was a different. Okay,
I
just kidding.
I don't work with the Ministry of War.
Okay, I'm mixing
Issa
myself.
was
No,
there.
but Issa was
I've
the
got
one
a
who was
history
flirting
with
the
them.
hell out of it with him and back and
Yeah,
forth
I-
about fighting and
Yeah, fighting was definitely not talking about fighting.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Issa was with was with Adriana when she got kidnapped.
Yes.
She may have stepped out of the room,
Like-
but she was there.
Okay.
She's definitely.
I was gonna
the one
say,
who's
like, she was actually
responsible,
there when she was taken.
No.
though. It's
Alright.
implied though that she's responsible, which makes me wonder why she wants us to watch her.
But did
Because
wait?
she knows about the project. And the project has a month before it fails.
Yes.
Point of clarification. Just because I have a feeling you're gonna run down a rabbit hole, you're gonna regret in like
Well, I was
12 hours.
I was about to ask him a question too. About
Do it.
Did you relay to us, you know, that that Isa actually put in the call for a missing person?
At
in
the
the end of
moment,
the
he
video?
has not.
I have not.
Okay.
Okay, now I know why. Okay, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut now.
Okay.
We're good. You do you.
I just wanted to make sure that player versus character knowledge.
Yeah, see, and that's I try to go out of my way to not pay attention to things my character's not supposed to know.
Yeah. I was going to do the point of clarification until I realized, oh, okay, Josh is only telling me what he wants to tell me.
Yep.
This is the point where the DM should have realized this a while ago and shut off.
This is Josh, man. Let him
That's
do
fine.
Josh.
No, that's perfectly fine. I'm gonna roll
You're not
the
the only
punches.
one. It's fine.
Yeah.
Didn't start with secrets, but woohoo, you're gonna get some.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I don't see the relevance of having. I don't, as a player, and maybe my character, 'cause maybe I wasn't paying attention at that point. The relevance of Isa making that call.
Don't need to just make it.
Yeah. Just do you,
You're an
man.
adult. Make your
I did
decisions.
hear you say the word train though.
Yes, there
Like-
was a
Like chugga chugga, or like I train you in battle.
chugga chugga train.
Chugga chugga.
Mm.
See, I heard about a chugga chugga train.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, a little
Was it
birdie.
carrying some stuff from mines?
Yeah, little
Oh.
birdie told me some crates are getting stolen by the resistance.
What the fuck is my car getting up to and I'm unaware of?
Apparently talking to Lamel.
It's
Yeah,
cheating
me
on
and your
you.
bird got like a side thing going on.
Ridiculous.
So maybe getting in contact with the resistance could give us a little more insight.
This head does not look as pretty on a platter, thank you.
Question for you.
They don't like you very much?
I know at the beginning of the game you made us choose resistance or not resistance. Does anyone remember the answer to that question?
We said New World Order.
See, when
So
there's
resistance
session
bad.
0 things that the audience doesn't need to know,
Okay.
I don't talk about it.
Okay. We can talk
Not
about
to be
that
mean
after
to nobody
game.
there.
Jen doesn't remember.
We can talk about it
Yeah,
after game.
I can't help that. That's
Okay.
players gonna have to help me.
No, I mean I don't remember if it
Oh.
was pre or post session.
Nah, it was all session 0.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm more scared about what the Empire will do to us.
Dun 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 dun.
The, the Empire, as in the ones that are north of the mountains.
No, Balsan. No,
Oh,
no.
bulls. Okay.
The military that, we
Okay,
all
I
have to
get
serve in.
I just wanted to make sure I understood what you meant by the Empire. So. Okay. All right.
Do you think the heads of the Empire actually even know about this?
Yes.
Yeah, I want to say they
For
do.
for anything
There's
to happen
no
and them
reason-
not know about it.
No reason at least one of them wouldn't.
Well, you mentioned
Because
Isa and Black Ops.
Yeah.
And then don't tell someone. Or I didn't hear that. That didn't.
Lepus.
No, I didn't hear that.
Lepus, whoever that is, can't know.
We know who
Is
Lepus.
Lepus the head over Isa, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I can't
Commander
remember the
Lepus.
Commander Lepus. I can't remember the last name or if we even got one.
We did, because we were initially going to see Lepus.
That's right. Okay. But so she knows about this. You said she was talking to Adriana
Yes.
about this Black Op and this project.
Mm-hmm. About how it.
So
it
at least her at that level. But you said. But what else is there?
I mean,
Is there any other details?
listen, the video happened kind of fast. Black Op talked about how the reactor or whatever it was exploded.
Mm-hmm.
Or failed, if you will. They're going to shut down the operation within a month, I guess, if it doesn't produce results.
So what I gather is Isa hired
Adriana.
Adriana, thank you, to build said device.
But someone higher than her would have to know about it. Where would she get that fucking wait?
Oh, like,
Real quick on the scale of major, Tessera, all that jazz. Tessera is
It's a first main level of officers.
okay. So there's
She's
more.
high ranked in that, but she's still in first level at a 3.
Okay, so she's not a big fish, as you will. Yeah, so she would need some
Barely
type
a captain
Well,
in the U.S. military.
Yeah,
Chronicle.
she would need
And-
some type of backing to
and that's
even.
part of why I said the kingdom, it's impossible for them to not know what's going on somewhere.
Someone, like, not.
Someone
thinking
higher
about
up.
it,
yeah,
yeah.
Someone
correct,
higher
yes,
up,
someone up there, yeah.
Now, you said that just now that if the project wasn't showing results, it would be shut down within a month. That means they are still doing it because it was just basically yesterday or the day before. No, it would have been the day before.
It's like 2 or 3
that
days
she
ago.
missed. Went missing.
Yeah, it's like 3 days ago.
3 days. Okay, so like 3 days ago is when she went missing. So there's still basically 3.5 weeks, approximately, if 1 week, 4 weeks in a month.
Yeah, but if she's not there, who's working on the project?
Regardless of that,
Mhm.
someone is probably still working on the project. So they're still
Some-
trying to make this happen.
Something this big, I don't know that they would have got a lot of outside work in for. I figure it
No, but they
very,
wouldn't
very
necessarily have
small.
all their eggs in one single
Wait,
person doing all the work.
wait. I was reporting on it. Why would I not know?
They probably.
I was reporting to Lapis. Regulus is a friend of mine. And all my work goes through him. If there's a secondary thing going, I don't know it. He doesn't know it.
He may not know it then.
That means we're hypothetically while they're actually.
Yes.
They're testing untested things. What do they think was going to happen?
Hubris.
Stupidity? Yeah, that's.
I know that word.
You're saying that there is some project, and that project has Regulus out of the loop. Ace's in it. The only connections would be Ace's family. Or Vegas. There's no way. It would tell Regulus. They're friends. So the only other options is when you start talking about the vicar. You would have to talk to the vicar. As a capital. You're talking about the kingdom then. Now you're talking about like the actual king, the prince, and a paladin of war. I mean, yeah, there's people above Issa, but let's be serious here. Regulus is one of the highest ranked ulsters in the south. If he's dark on it, and she's not,
Then we're fucked.
it's above him.
What
Well,
family
think-
is from Issa from?
Yeah.
She's an Astral.
Well, think of it this way.
She's not pure blood. of
You
course,
said
but
you
she's still
were.
one.
You said you're close with like
What, Regulus?
Yeah, with Regulus.
Yeah, we drink.
So you would know him. You would know him well enough then to say that probably that if he was presented with this as a project of make it happen, he would say, no, it's too dangerous right now,
They'd never do anything as stupid. August wouldn't either.
which is why he would be kept out of the loop. And they would go through other channels, through people that would be willing to either not knowledgeable enough to know that it's a stupid idea, or not caring.
You mean like the familiars who've been vying for power for years, maybe trying to shake up the power structure of this kingdom?
Exactly.
I don't
Somebody
even like
high
how
up
that sounds.
wants control and power. They're willing to do whatever it is they want in order to get it. And they have found a chain of people that, again, are either not knowledgeable enough to know how dangerous this is, or loyal enough to them, or just don't care.
This is Lucretia going crazy on paper.
Well, we know Velitus has the money to throw at the problem, so.
And what family was that you wrote down for Isa?
Astral.
She's a Astral. She's
Astral.
not directly, but she is.
Okay. So Velitus has the funds.
I would never see Issa doing something so stupid as kidnapping Adriana. I've known her for 12 years.
No. She didn't she didn't kidnap Adriana. Someone else did.
And it would be safe to say that if she's running an op, and I know very few people that are good at keeping secrets beyond her level, there's things I've worked on with her that even I've slipped in my 20 years of working with the military, and I've never heard anything come back she's been part of. If she's running a black op, you're going to have no conversation with her that gets anywhere. But if she's actively trying to fan Adriana, then she's probably using her family. She's a military family that goes back 200 years. Lepus doesn't have a clue on her family's ties. I mean, he would know them. They're not as old. Issa can tie herself back to the clan war to some extent. At least they try to. Lepus, though he's a pureblood, can do that, but it's not the same. We're talking about people that served rank and file for centuries. If she's looking for Adriana, she means it. If she sent you to protect me, I'm not a target. I'm a potential researcher. And I just haven't been read in yet.
Or a potential scapegoat.
I doubt it. If the project goes up, then it just disappears. That's how Black Ops work. There's nothing left. Especially if it's underground. As I drew last night, and our notes are starting to look, and she looks at what you were doing. She flips a couple of pages. This is all subterranean. Bury it. There's nobody ever going to find it. And even if they did, they wouldn't make heads or tails of what it is.
We could.
If you have an ally at all, it is her. She's never going to tell you that. What did she tell you?
She told us to look after you. She also told us, or I should say gave us, written authority on behalf of the Ministry of War, but not to stir the pot.
She goes into the kitchen, gets out some citrus. Give me the paper.
I don't have it. Someone else has it.
We pull it out. Someone's holding it.
She starts rubbing lemon on the edges and like kind of fanning it.
You need to add heat to that if you're doing what I think you're doing.
I actually wouldn't if she did what I think. But yes, I understand what you're thinking. She starts rubbing the lemon on it. Some of the words start disappearing.
Life gives you a lemon.
She wrote in 2 different kinds of inks. Clever bitch. Instead of hiding it by having hidden words, it's in plain sight. It's not the first time codes have been done this way. As you see it kind of break away to some extent, and now you're stuck with a cipher. Again, I left it on my desk, so I can't physically hand it to you. But you're left with a cipher.
Before you continue onwards, Adric pulls out the little, note that he got from the One Watcher, and hands it over to Lucretia and says, "Can you make heads or tails of this?"
It's the Watchers, basically the orders to have her arrested.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is relevant now, but I am just trying to follow.
We can see. Test the lemon on it. Parts of the words start disappearing.
Yay!
Jeez. 2 ciphers.
She has insurgents in the family. Not surprising. You say the person didn't actually hurt anybody, or did they? Did they make it look real, or did they
People were
actually
hurt.
do it?
No one actually got hurt.
building was
certain
firebombed, but
We
nobody.
evacuate.
definitely murdered
Yeah.
a few people. People were hurt.
Okay, so
I
they
heard it.
didn't actually hurt anyone.
I heard
They
someone.
may
I
have
didn't
put
kill
fire onto a building.
I killed like 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like people were definitely
Or-
murdered.
Yeah, an explosion happened. Unsure who did it. That was never confirmed by us.
True.
We made the connection of it was them because they were standing on the building.
Yeah,
People were inside, and we rescued them.
Yeah.
can look convincing without
The only-
actually having intent.
The only deaths were
Theirs.
theirs.
Well, I mean, that's more luck than what I'm getting at. The one that gave you this, Patrick, did they harm anybody with, like, any actual lethal intent?
Me.
I was shot. You were shot.
I was shot, stabbed, kicked.
Mm-hmm.
My hair was pulled.
By the man that, or woman that gave it to you?
I'm not entirely certain,
I don't think so. No.
but
That was the man I kicked out of the window.
that's what
No,
I was
yeah.
thinking. Is I think it was the one he kicked out of the window.
So then, yes, actual harm.
I dealt more harm to him, but yeah.
Do you feel like it had lethal intent?
It was a gun, right?
I've fought to the death many times. I would say yes, there was intent to kill.
Insight.
I was gonna say maybe you
Yeah.
can make a roll for it.
I wasn't there. I have no fucking idea who any of these people you're talking about are.
Dirty fun.
Okay, so recalling back to the fight. How much damage do you think that person did to you?
Over half my health.
So when you go through it and everything else, not only do you see lethal intent, you know people, you've read people. It's not, your statement's not wrong. The 2 that you would have dealt with, they're killers, real killers. Anything she thinks may be innocent about them, you can disabuse with absolute certainty. I'm wondering how that got slipped then. Or it may not relate to this one, and it's for someone else. In which case, congratulations, you've stolen a code from an enemy team. This is why I ask about lethal intent. When operatives go and back and forth, they only have 4 ways to hide most ciphers. Magical, mechanical, natural, and in very rare cases, spiritual. And that one's usually tricky. You know, this school and I both are aware that it's a dicey procedure, let alone risky to the user, let alone the backlash that we all get to deal with. You may be excluded from that, I would assume, based on...
I perhaps may be able to
Seen.
help with that if we come across anything spiritual.
That would be useful. I'm going to assume I'm not a target. I'm a person of interest.
However, you might be a target.
For the other side.
Exactly.
I think
Which is why I said wants you protected.
I think a good way to find out would be to figure out what these ciphers we have in front of us say.
Well, you said the resistance attacked a train. The train runs on the far eastern side of the kingdom. They never built tracks on the west. At least not as of yet. There are plans. The war in the north didn't exactly go well. And the resistance has been a bitch since. And running it out on the west side means you have to go into the north instead of the heart. So, I think it's not out of the question that we have 2 parties within the government that want 2 different things. And one of them has the resistance inside it. And I don't know at what level.
I may be able to help isolate a few individuals. It would require time, though, and a trip to the capital.
You're talking about high level. Yeah, that's a risk.
Certainly so.
Anyone on the street level is going to be useless, I would guess. I've spent enough time in the military. I've spent enough time in the streets. Yeah, somewhat in a bottle, but nonetheless, it's, you're not going to get anything on the street level. I'm sure you know that already. I'm guessing a little singing friend over here isn't going to do any better. I'll stay with Lucretia. Not here. I'm assuming this is going to be compromised within a week, possibly less.
Yeah.
If my device works, as will too, it just takes longer. I had a dark line. And seeing that it is quite fogged, I'm going to assume it's not coming back. So, I think it's time the two of us find a place that's not anywhere near here, and I think it's time that all of you find a different way to approach this. Because you're gonna get yourselves killed if you keep running around openly.
I think we need to find a way to talk to Isa privately.
Use a sewer. Goes right to the villa.
I could arrange a private meeting with Isa.
I have a feeling you get a shit kicked out of you, but whatever, we won't blow up.
No one's kicked the shit out of me yet.
Inside check.
Do I even need to roll deception?
Probably not.
Yeah,
Not roll.
yeah, of course you do.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can roll shitty.
When you first arrived, you definitely got your ass kicked by its veterans.
14.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, you're telling the truth. I got a 6.
I am the champion of the arena for a reason.
Sure.
Notice the giant scar on my cheek and the nice scar
Right.
runs across my chest.
It's like, yeah, no,
Open view.
he's definitely lost a fight. Did he get payback for it? Probably, but nonetheless, definitely lost fights. Alright.
But I think we need to decipher the ciphers first before we have the meeting. The more knowledge we have going into a meeting, the better.
I'll write a nice romantic letter for our meetup then.
I hope
while
you use
you
the
guys
cipher
work
for
on the
that.
cipher. Ooh, a cipher and a cipher. I like that idea. Crack the cipher, then I write romantic letter.
Alrighty. So, on that note, I think it is the appropriate time to wrap up our
Alright.
episode. And before we wrap up and end the stream, we are going to give away a tower of...
Dicery.
Yeah,
That
there
is
we go.
that is a the workshop dice tower. Basically, like an artificer's workshop, or maybe some other kind of like wizard
Definitely
or
a
something. like that.
brewers, there's lots of
Yeah.
kegs
Well,
on the
of course.
side.
Of
You know,
course.
you got
Could be an alchemist's
yeah, you
workshop.
got your column still.
Exactly, but for that one, the keyword will be cipher. Ooh. Even if you spell it wrong, as long as it's close enough. So the keyword is cipher. Please type that in chat if you want this. Right now, we only have a few minutes left. We'll probably, have our DM extend for just a little bit and kind of
Yeah.
tease us into the next while we give you some time to type that cipher into chat to see if anyone wants it. Yep, we got one person. So we'll see if anyone is going to win that. But we'll do about 5-10 more minutes max, and then we'll see if anyone wins.
Alrighty, so you now have a few things worth considering. The cipher, of course, we can't solve at the moment, but that's perfectly okay. A few considerations worth addressing. Where are you going to go? Let's start there.
I'm pretty sure I got that one covered.
Speak!
You said-
House number fucking 2.
Is it in this city? Because I think we need to get the fuck away from here.
It's not in
And
the city.
And I think the question was more directed as to where you're going to go next, as far as like, are we going to the capital? Are we trying to go to, a meeting with Isa? Are we trying to go to the location on the map and investigate that?
I
At
think
least that's my
we-
interpretation.
Yeah, because there's 4 things on the table that I'm aware of.
I
Yeah.
think we really need to do the cipher before we can really make a proper plan, because for all we know, that could lead us over fucking here.
Mhm.
I can tell you, as the DM, I've made the cipher, it's not about a location.
Okay.
It's about a tie.
But it would give us some information for sure.
Mhm.
So perhaps, like you said, best thing may be go to safe house number 2.
Yeah, get out of Dodge. That way we can have time to sort out the cipher and then
Set up a
attempt
meeting.
to get
Yes,
with
a romantic
them.
meeting.
A romantic
So-
meeting.
Wow.
There will be flowers and candles.
There will be flowers, candles,
Women
and a lot,
love flowers and
and
candles.
a lot more people than she anticipated. So it's more of a group thing.
You guys can stay behind closed doors.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't want to watch. I'm just saying we want info.
So you're gonna go to her house, or are you going to the Bellator?
Well, what I would do is I would likely set up a meeting place in the letter with the cipher, and just have her meet us there at some point.
Gotcha. So basically, you do reverse cipher using the same code.
Yep.
Exactly. That way, she gets a romantic letter with the intention of, oh, I get to go on a date with Lamel as a cover, but really, it's a meeting of diabolic intent.
Oh.
Diabolic. I thought she was our ally.
Yeah.
I love having my players make their own villains. I didn't know they wanted to become them.
No.
Surprise.
But then,
Surprise.
Surprise, stab.
but then I think from there, once we get information from Isa, it's
Investigate
do we go to the
choo-choo
capital?
train.
Do we go to the east to the
Well,
trains?
what is going to
Do
the
we go
capital
to-
really going to do? They're going to outman and outnumber
Well,
us.
I mentioned being able to possibly isolate some people at the top of the food chain who may or may not be involved. If they are involved, we flee. If they're not, then we inform them of the situation and have allies.
Okay, well, I think Cypher is step one before we make
Right.
We've already
We're just kind of
Yeah, I know,
planning
I know.
it, planning out beyond that potential ideas.
I want to check out Choo-Choo Train Naga?
Not
The
the
Naga
location.
territory is
The
where
Naga
the
location,
hole
the
is.
rat nest.
Yeah.
Wasn't it called Nito Tolpi, or did I hear that wrong?
That actually very good. The only thing you're missing is the DI that's in between those.
Oh, Nito D Tolpi, okay.
Nito
Just-
di Topi.
Just
That sounds like a second evolution Pokemon.
But I think that needs to be on
It's a
the
bug
to-do
type, too.
list.
All
as
right,
well.
so last call for typing cipher in chat to see if you are on the list to win the Workshop Dice Tower. So there's a little bit of a delay, so we'll give you a second. Did you see any besides that one on there? All right, so we'll give you about 30 seconds. Do 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 do. We can't do the whole song to me because I've got copyright bad.
All right, so before we go ahead and cut out, I am going to cover something with the audience then. As we're going to cut away from our party to a different scene in a different location, is around the same time, and it revolves a big metal box connected to another big metal box, and a few others, and they have wheels on a metal bar, a pair of them. We all know what we're talking about. It's the train. No, it's a train. As we see three figures having a small conversation on the outside of the train, one of which is an imposing figure about 8 feet in height, a monster of a being. Is it a man or a woman is completely unknown, for the metal shell contains the being inside. The slight spike in the pauldrons, the gloves that are clawed, gauntlets that are so deeply made and intricately woven that it appears as if the person holding it, or wearing it, may in fact have hands that are unnaturally large. One might call it a huge man. Anyway, sorry, I'm going into a bad joke and I need to stop. The other two individuals are both women dressed in military outfits of oasters, high officers within the military itself. As they're having the conversation, we only catch a small bit of it. The being, a hollowed voice that echoes through the metal, seeming as if it is spoken in echo through the whole armor, resounds out and tells them they want to know where the woman went. The two individuals apologize profusely and explain that it was a small group. One was a woman of unique and exceptional skill, wielding a singular sword of obsidian that blazed as if it had been wreathed in magma. She cut her way within to the train itself, into the load car, and into the passenger car where the woman that they are discussing was located. Her and two other individuals, women themselves, all in relatively light armor, no insignias, no identifiers. One turned into this strange black-furred and icy-clawed wolf-like creature that was not really much larger than the woman it started with. She wreaked havoc upon the guards, while a second, with a thin blade made of gossamer silver, pierced through all of their armor as if it wasn't even there, effectively like an X-Acto knife through thin fabric. The guards were cut down in a matter of seconds. The third woman absconded with the intended protected target. We don't know where they went, and they used explosive devices on the carrier train car to basically eliminate whatever they were protecting. As the scene goes to close, you see the individual in the armor pull the cab, the passenger car, back upright onto the tracks with his bare hands, grabbing a hold of it. You see the claws take in deep into the metal, the whine and scream of what seems to be solid steel riveted in as it closes in a vice grip. And no real bulging of muscles, because of course it is nothing but armor. Pull, and the entire thing uprights. As he lets go with one arm, the other one lightly pulls away, letting the edges of the gauntlet scrape and spark. I want her found. You will be given 1 week. If you fail me, I will make sure you are served in front of a prince for treason. Scene closes out. As the two women acknowledge it, and they climb onto bikes that look similar to the Watchers and start heading southward.
Nice. All right. And congratulations to Zach Dice, our winner of the workshop tower.
Congratulations, Zach Dice.
Yes.
I wonder who that is.
And
All right, we're good to go. All right, so that is the end of episode 4 of Magnus Aevum. We'll see you next Monday for Magnus Aevum episode 5. Don't forget Friday, Avatar Ascension. Adavar Ascension. Episode 23.
Yep.
There we go. And we'll clue you in if that zombie thing comes back. Have a wonderful night.
It's on the list.
Bye-bye.
Bye.